Wow. Wow. Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at all of us.
Look at us.
Look at us
Whoa.
here.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at our faces.
Who would have
Wow.
thunk it?
School's in for summer.
School!
Yeah. Why am I not centered? We're gonna move this way. Oh, we have to be centered.
You're like, am I here? Am I here?
The lights, the
Am I here?
Let me
Okay,
adjust.
where am I?
Let me adjust
Yeah.
you a little
Okay,
bit.
you adjusting. You would rather you.
Yeah, like
okay.
we're trying to figure out where are we in the boxes.
Yeah.
Drew's like all up in that box. Like,
You're
Yeah.
like
You're like sniffing Nori's head right now.
There's only so much I can do.
Smells like justice.
no, I know what you mean, Ian. Luna used to sit like at her old place, used to sit very close. I was always like, get back from her.
It's a rocking chair. I can't help it.
Listen, I got a wall behind my thing. I can't do anything. All right.
I have my bed, which is right here. It's not sponsored by Squishmallows. I don't even know if they can see it's Squishmallows, but
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
it's
can.
yeah.
It should be.
Oh no, you can't see. No, it's not on the screen.
Y'all come over here.
Yeah, I think you need to make everyone a little bit smaller.
It's not really that easy to do that. I need everyone to back up a lot.
All right, everyone, back up. Push your computers away.
I'm perfect right here. Look at me. I'm just beautiful.
You can keep that beautiful face right there if you'd like to. I don't see the issue with it personally.
Yeah, just stay where you are.
And I will
I'll
just
get back
but
very
go ahead,
far.
take it away, y'all.
Oh,
Do what you
man.
gotta do. I'll be working really quick.
All right, you type away, do your clickety clacks, but not the dice clickety clacks. And we will start off this very first episode of ISKAR Academy. Yay!
Wow.
It's happening. So many hours sat in my head, and now the trauma will be yours to share.
Yay!
Yay.
So, let's start off with our little intro, and then I figure we'll do some introductions. So if you haven't watched our show before, or you don't know who we are, you can learn a little bit about us before we stop being ourselves and start being other people. So welcome to ISKAR Academy. We are an elite school specializing in the training of future heroes of our realm. Our 3-year program prepares you for leadership and networking opportunities across both continents. Our professors have extensive training in their areas of focus and often real-life combat experience. Located in scenic Caracat, in the heart of the Eastern continent, we know you have many options for your mandatory training, and we're confident you'll be happy you chose us. Yours in adventure, Headmasters Isolda and Headmaster Cardamon. Welcome, everyone, to episode 1. Congratulations, heroes! Let's start out with me. I am your game master for today. I am Melissa, and as always, I am joined with...
Me, Laura, and I am playing.
Come on, you got it.
Roanoke Cannon. Nope. Verity.
No. Nope, she's dead. I am playing.
We shot her into a sun.
we exploded her in a tank. It was a really good funeral. I am playing Lark Reeve, the cleric. Kiss ass cleric.
There you go.
Not kick ass.
Kick ass. Both.
Oh, thank you. That's probably the nicest thing you're gonna say to me all episode.
Yep. Yep. I am Luna, and I will be playing Moss, our lovely rogue bard multi-class who is full of sass and a little bit of an asshole.
Full of sass, full of ass?
That too.
Well, I am Ian, and I am playing your lovely little scamp paladin, Char Scree. Expect some hilarity and some
Awkwardness?
Did you lose it? Did
Nope,
you lose it a
that
little
was
bit?
the joke.
The bit. Respect it. Hi, I'm Drew. I like long walks through bogs with screeching witches, and I'm playing the druid character, Nori.
Whoo! I thought for a second you were going to start quoting Rob Zombie. walks through the bogs and the witches and all of that
Yeah.
through my Dracula.
So this is our new team. As you know, as any of us who've seen the show before know, we have our new friend with us. So let's do a quick little introduction of who we are outside of the game, in case you care. As I said, I'm Mel, and I work a lot in mental health, and I have an adorable cat who will probably make a guest appearance at some point, named Anders. And I had really good curry today. That's all I got. That's all of me, really.
Well, I mean, I can't beat that.
You didn't have good curry today?
I did not. I had 5 guys, so it's not good.
Oh.
Embarrassing. I know. All the gluten. Sorry, too soon?
No.
I'm Laura, and I make dice over at Dark Moon Dice, and that is kind of what my world revolves around. Dice and dicey things. That's it.
All the shiny click-clacks.
That's it.
I'm Luna, and I'm just a wholesome D&D nerd who exists in the universe and is also a student. So that's all what I do.
We're torturing you by making you do school after school.
Yeah, what you guys should. I wish we had recorded my reaction when Mel put up this game. I'm like, Mel, I'm already a full-time student. You want me to play being in college for fun?
Seems a little cruel,
Kidding.
honestly, I will say.
Just no, I'm still gonna have fun. It's fine.
And your boy here, Ian, I am an avid employee of a university, not the one that we're playing in. I am an avid Pokemon fanatic. I also love to play drums. Every once in a while I'll stream on my own channel at Shrycool here on the Twitching website. And you can kind of check all that out pretty much any social media you want to go to. It's pretty much there.
And I guess I'm Drew again. I also make the dice over at Dicey Encounters. Yeah. I probably had more to quip, but I don't.
No harm done.
All the dice makers just all I do is dice. I don't know what to tell you. That's it.
This is my
all there
life.
is in life.
It's very consuming. It's very all-consuming.
There's no time that isn't dice time, is what I've learned.
Always.
I
I was
guess
like,
I could
"Can you teach me
chill
how to
for a
make
second.
dice?"
I make molds and dice. Come buy them.
Cool.
You should.
Bag of glass.
Buy them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have 4 exciting little friends to be meeting. So let's dive into the fun. And we're going to start off with our new friend, Drew, and the lovely Nori. I can remember names.
Got this.
And you are going to be receiving this letter. So as I said, you received this letter with a long list telling you about your options for education. It is mandatory, so you have to pick a school, but you've gotten a letter from ISKAR Academy welcoming you. So we're going to start off, actually maybe a moment before that. You are in your living area, hanging out with your siblings and your father. I will be your twin. And then does anyone else, who do you want to be? Do you want to be, we got some different Genasies here, so take your pick of the non-water Genasies. Or perhaps Dad.
William.
Can I be Dad?
Yeah.
I would be honored for you to be my dad.
All right. Well, I can.
Can I be your dad?
Can do your mom. I can do your mom.
There's no mom.
There's no mom. Oh shit, you're right. There is no mother. I know this. I have a whole fucking page on you.
You literally read it out before we went live.
You just wanted to rub salt in the wound.
Can I be your mom?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you don't have a
Oh,
mom.
but you don't have one. Okay, I'll do Chardonnay.
You don't do. I was gonna say if you don't do Chardonnay, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Chardonnay.
Yes. And then I will choose. Wait, where's my list of people? Give me one of the other ones.
One of the other
Yes.
children's
Sorry.
names.
Harissa is the fire genasi.
Pomegranate or Harissa.
Yeah.
We'll do Harissa.
Sure, she is a fire genasi.
Yay. There we
And
go.
Chardonnay is an air genasi. And then we got our boys, Miso and Nori, who are water genasi. And about a month ago, some very fancy people came to your town and they tested everyone of a certain age. And you and your twin both tested to see if you would be adventurers. And you open your letter and you get this beautiful like parchment with a gorgeous seal. There's like a dusting of like gold flakes on it that tells you that you have been accepted and you're going to go to Hero Academy.
This is a little bit extra, but wow. All right. And Nori's gonna reach up above the bunk bed to where Miso most likely is curled up with Mochi, who is Nori's little familiar. Mochi looks like a Shiba Inu made of water. Super cute, super loving. But it Nori knows that Mochi, comforts Miso a lot. Miso has a lot of dealings with things of not liking to be close to people and stuff like that. But yeah, so figure Nori would probably hand up the letter for Miso to take a look at.
Oh, you hand up the letter with the acceptance, and a letter comes down from the top bunk for you to read, and it is nowhere near as nice, and says that he does not have the heroic potential, and thank you for taking our test. Otherwise, he is silent.
Well, on the positive note, you don't really like people, so this is, I guess, a good thing for you. Shit.
You're leaving.
I mean, yeah. I've got to. But I will do my best to be able to contact you as often as I can, and shit. And then you just silently hear just like a little
I wonder what that sound could be. And say that as you do so, your siblings run into the room. Yeah. They've been wanting to hear the results. Your dad's kind of waiting at the door, giving you guys time to read your letters, but everyone's waiting.
I think Nori's gonna make it first over towards the door and just kind of gesture like
do a hit and then walk to the door and be like, shut up.
Yeah. I would think so Shar is the oldest sibling, so I think Shar would have been able to pick up on this quite a bit better for knowing Miso longer, but yeah. Nori just comes to the door. He's like, didn't accept.
Is that your pen pal?
No. What are you talking about? That is not the pen pal. Isn't that the really important letter that we've been hoping and waiting to see the results for? Yeah.
Pen pal letters are important too. That's rude.
Yeah. I got accepted.
Congrats, and just like a big hug, like fully glomps you.
For the family members who are left behind, you know that this is a great boon. Not only does your town get a chunk of money for the entire time that someone is in school, your family also gets a stipend from the government. So you will be living the good life for at least 3 years.
Even with that knowledge, I'm sure y'all would be able to see there is just this look of trying his best to keep it concealed in there. He's a little bit sad about this because y'all would know Nori and Miso are like inseparable twins. and so having to leave this relationship is going to be rough because Miso doesn't like to go out in nature and stuff, and Nori was always the one to go out in the hammock and sleep in the trees, and so it's gonna be a little bit rough. But Nori looks over to tilts his head and sees his dad out by the door.
He's more or less just leaning against the door post at this point, and he looks at you, doesn't even say anything too wonderful, just sits there, just looks, nods. He walks over to you, puts hand on shoulder, and that's big. It's huge. You know this, right?
Yeah,
It's huge.
It's gonna be a big change for Miso.
Yeah, it's gonna be. He'll be all right. He had one of the better role models to kind of look up to for a bit. So I mean,
that was definitely Shar.
I don't. Different worlds. That's all right though. I'm gonna talk to him for a second if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And he walks over to the bunk and is kind of leaning at the top there. He's just more or less consoling, being like, "Hey, you're good, buddy," blah blah blah, all that type of stuff. And you hear your dad kind of giggles about something. It's a very small, like, subtle conversation ultimately, but he turns back after probably like a minute, little tear in his eye, but smile still nonetheless. How lucky.
Yeah.
One's better than none. And you know, he looks at every one of the kids. That's your brother.
Stop.
That's my boy.
Just slowly slinking through the doorway past the siblings, like trying to get out of this awkward situation.
I'm just trying to like cover for him, like, yep, go.
And I think Nori would go out to. They have a small pool, and Nori would probably just go down to the bottom of this pool and just kind of sit down there. That's Nori's quiet space. So just kind of blub around on the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, so let's use that as an opportunity to do the thing I love best, which is describe characters by having other characters talk about them. So we've got Chardonnay and Teresa, who are probably torn between their two brothers, and one leaving and one staying, and the prospect of being very, very well off. What does it feel like for them?
Like Nori's smart. Nori's always been the smartest. We all kind of knew that. I mean, we try not to talk about it, but we all knew anyway. But anyway, so we thought that he had this pen pal because he'd been writing to this person for a really long time, but it turns out this wasn't the letter from the pen pal. This was something different, but I thought it was a pen pal letter, which is really embarrassing. But anyway, I totally know what's going on now. So no, there was like a pen pal letter. No, not the pen pal letter. The letter from the people becoming heroes or stuff. It's like a school where they go and like learn things. But of course, like we knew like Nori would get in because, you know, he's always been the smartest. Plus, he's always like really super like cool and chill and doesn't like talk too much, doesn't talk over other people, and likes to listen and stuff. So like he's super cool. Like he's gonna get along with a lot of people. He's always had a whole lot of friends. But like Moshi's also like really awesome too. Like don't get me wrong, like I love both my brothers. Like like my sisters too, like of course. But I mean like what? I said that I loved you too. Anyway, so yeah, but like I'm really thrilled that he got in. I mean, like he's gonna do our family really proud. I mean, because like not that like none of us would do our family proud, because obviously we're all, you know, special in our own ways. I think that's what Dad always says. Like we're all kind of different, we're all special in our own ways. So it's really nice that someone's gonna, you know, get out of here and do something that's, you know, gonna make kind of like, I don't know, our family famous. Are we gonna be famous? Are there gonna be people coming to
be
interview
famous? Oh my goodness, are
Are
we
you
gonna
being
like
interviewed?
parade Nori around?
Is this an interview? Is there a parade?
Is there a parade?
No, there's not going to be a parade.
Are you sure there's not
No.
Are you sure there's not
Are
a
you
parade?
sure? Should we have a parade? Like, I feel like
Do they
it's the
come
big-
pick him up in like a carriage? Like, does he
There's
get
a
like
lot.
a? Is there a float?
Is there a float? He goes over and tries to find the
So
letter.
they're all just like, so yeah, so Nori's sitting at the bottom of the pool. Everyone else is just like narrating, excited. Dad runs in, grabs the letter, and starts frantically reading it for details. Like, oh, okay, what are we getting? How much gold is it exactly that we get? You know, like how.
Don't crease it. We have to frame it. Don't your finger. Oh,
No,
you're getting your fingers
it's
all over
fine.
it.
It's fine. They send it laminate. It's not laminated.
A limit. What's that?
That's fine. It's a protective enchantment that goes over it. So like
Cool.
oils, waters don't get into it.
Cool.
A lot
Okay.
of technical stuff out there. I
Oh,
will
okay.
say.
Yeah, of course. It's like a rich school.
And just we don't want to use the funds that we get for the family and for the city. I mean we don't want to use it in gaudy and showboaty ways. That's there's integrity to this, and we need to really make sure we're setting a good example for the rest of.
So what I'm hearing is you're not going to be getting a new instrument for yourself.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what about
course
a hot
not.
tub?
No,
Ooh,
no.
Can we get a
that we
I think that's like in Nori's best interest.
Hmm.
Like, when he comes home, it's a nice place to relax. Like, and it's warm and
after a long
lovely,
day of adventuring school?
the brews across the street
right?
have that fire magic stuff that you always hear so much about. They can make the pool a hot tub just fine.
Well, Harisa's fire magic, and she can't make the tub fine.
In time,
It's always
practicing.
too hot or like lukewarm. Like,
Well, we're not making it a stew, of course, but I mean that's proficiency we're talking about there.
yeah, proficiency, Harisa.
Like, you could heat the pool at all. It
You
would just
could
be
heat the
fucking
pool.
freezing.
I create the breeze that dries you when you exit the hot tub.
You need the
For
stench.
some reason, all I can
Nope.
imagine is like that Celine Dion thing where it's just like gusts.
Okay. We're at least gonna get some takeout tonight. All right. We're gonna celebrate a big way before we have the money. To put it lightly, I guess. But we're gonna have a good night. Let's not start with arguing, and let's not start with fighting about a hot tub. There's time.
Does it say when the float comes?
Yeah, it's on the 24th.
Okay, do we have to be up bright and early? Do we need to like bring decorations to the float, or is it going to be decorated? Like,
I mean, they got money. It has to be decorated already.
yeah.
Were they going to bring it to us and we have to decorate ourselves?
I don't know.
So as the family talks about spending the money, this trickles down. Nori's definitely aware they're talking about it and probably knows they're going to be. To put it in context, like in D&D terms, they say like a peasant who works kind of full time would probably make about 40 gold a year. They're gonna make 20 gold a month while you are in school. So it is like a whole, like, you are now middle class, you know what I mean? Like it's good. It's good pay. But I say we probably do that thing where like the camera kind of pans from you up into the sky. Anything else you want to do before we cut to the next person?
Yeah, would probably he'd probably get out of the pool, and if we have access to the cantrips right now, shape water, and Nori's magic, when he uses it, looks like ripples on a calm pond. So uses shape water to remove all the excess moisture from like the clothes and everything, and puts it back in the pool, and probably grabs out the hammock and goes over by the tree by his bedroom and just props up over there, and that'd probably be the last thing he did. And then light up a big fat flame.
Yeah. Miso does not come out of the house, and as you kind of look towards it, you sort of know he's not going to, but you hope. Yeah. So with that sadness aside, let's go to something happier. Let's cut over to Char.
Char.
Our sweet boy Char. it has been a huge ceremony to get you ready for today. Like everyone knows the letter's coming today. You know, there's like a Disney song, you know, like if you imagine like everyone in the house is like cleaning and it's a letter day, you know, like I don't know, I can't write songs, but yeah, it's an exciting little day. And the scroll has arrived, it's in its seal, it's set to the side, and yeah, it's just waiting for you.
I think this is one of those things where Char just keeps very busy a lot of the time. Do you want me to kind of describe what Char's currently looking like and what he's doing at the moment?
Exactly, give it all. Yeah,
so I think this is the point. The Char has probably just been back to his main city, his main abode. A little background on Kobold just to begin with. In this world, they're a little bit more civilized than what you normally find. They still are a little kind of little like twitchy freaks a lot of the time, but there's more civilization. There's more outward and accepted groupings. There's one really large city of Kobold where Char is from specifically. It is called Gobara, which kind of is where the name Kobold comes from. Kobold, Gobara. People just like to throw words together. But he's in a chamber. Everything in this city is pretty much made with different types of clay and rock. Surprisingly, pretty uniform across the board, but very compact. And he's in this very earth tone clay room, sitting at a desk at candlelight. The letter comes through. There's a lot of excitement and rowdiness outside. You can kind of hear some cups and plates kind of falling onto the ground as people are like, let's go get the letter's here, oh my god, the letter. And Char stands up at his very tall 3 feet. And as he stands, he's wearing this kind of bluish, greenish garb. It's more of his travel clothes, and like I said, he's been home very, very shortly at this point. And his head turns as somebody walks through the room with the letter itself. And Char doesn't really have any words at the moment. He just is looking just sternly at this person with the letter. Has his hand out.
It's one of your childhood friends who kind of like, you know, has been sort of like your, you know, sort of assistant, like, you know, like keep him close because, you know, you're buddies, and brings it over with reverence, offering it to you, like.
Yeah, well, that's...
Of course, you're one of the taller kobolds, so you're reaching up a bit.
It's like the whole 5'11", 6 foot tall thing where it's like he seems so much shorter, but he's only like an inch or two shorter than me.
Yeah, but Char is only 3'3", so being the tallest is all.
It's pretty powerful. I feel very powerful. Char looks down, and he lets off a smirk after trying to hold it back and be stoic. He says, "Well, I'm pretty nervous about this one." He flips it over. It's like, yeah, that's the seal that I was expecting.
Good, solid parchment. Like there's no leakage onto the back of the sheet. As you open it, the calligraphy is beautiful. Like it's clearly been done by hand, but by someone very skilled. Like this is a mass letter with custom work.
Oh, it's all embossed.
It's good. It's a very nice letter. And you don't even have to read more than a sentence before you know what it means. This is not the kind of letter that would be sent to just anybody.
I think he doesn't read the whole thing. I think he reads like the first few lines and he just shuts it, puts it back in the envelope, holds it close. He looks at his friend directly in front of him, smiles.
You did it! You did it! And he like jumps up and like kind of jumps into your arms and
yeah! And he's holding and runs out into the hall and saying, "We're in! We're in! Woo!"
As you run run through the hall, like various people putting up decorations, but like they're all like yes, and they like plaster because they got the sign on one side says congratulations, on the other side says you didn't need them. You're our hero no matter what. And everyone's like yes as you go. Your people are slapping you on the shoulder, on the back. Your buddy's trailing along behind you, practically skipping.
As we're running forward, I actually slow down my pace a little bit, and I turn over the shoulder and say, "Does the big BM brood mama know? Did she hear about this yet?"
No, that you applied. Of course you applied. How could you not? We should go tell.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna tell her right now. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna tell her right now. Okay. And he makes his way over to. I think there's probably a pretty large hall where she resides. Okay. I think she's a lot more draconic than anything else. Probably she might actually be a legitimate dragon. So she would be, of course, well revered. She is the one who creates all the spawn and those who are, spawned here. So I run in, and of course there is a handful of different guards and maybe a few other like diplomats that hang out in there too that are trying to just talk about shit. But Char just sternly walks right up over all the way to where she currently is laying, and he gets on one knee and head down into his own hand, and he says, "Broodmother, I have news."
She sits regally and sweeps her hand for everyone else to leave, dismissed to the people she was talking to in the middle of their sentence. And when they've sort of like shifted away, people are still watching. It's like a throne room. She stands and comes towards you and gently like touches the line of your jaw to draw your gaze up and says, "Speak, child. What news?"
I'm in. I made it. I made it in.
The first of our brood. The best of us. You've done well, little Char.
Little? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Don't.
Tonight, we'll celebrate all across the city.
But not in my name. We'll celebrate in the name of the city, name of us. I wouldn't be here without all of you. So, this isn't a celebration for me. This is a celebration from me.
You can tell that she's very pleased by that answer. A lot of people have been against the kobolds over time and consider them a monstrous race, and unification was one of her great passions. So the fact that you feel similarly clearly means a great deal to her. And she smiles. You actually see a bit of her teeth, which is very rare. And she says,
Go ahead.
"It will be so. And when it is time for you to go to the city, you will go with a grand procession and know that all of your people are beside you."
Okay.
Go put on your vestments. We have a long month ahead of us.
That we do. Let's go. And walk. Come on. Walk. Power walk.
You do like the run, stop, walk, run.
Yeah, it's like the footsteps slowly get quicker and quicker. Turns out that my bud's trying to like get out there quicker than I am, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna get first. So I'm gonna go and put on. I think I would probably have a relatively nice set of not like gilded gold, but it's supposed to be like some sort of like faux gold leaf robage, which very much will reflect off of his brownish orangish scales, makes his little green eyes pop, and he just is gonna be way too excited in the process of this to make sure everything's like tied on appropriately, everything's buttoned up right, and he is way too ecstatic at this point.
Everyone is around you. Like there is no sign of negativity. Everyone here is so excited. And as the firstborn of this huge brood, you know that you're the first of many. You're paving a path for those to follow. And there's a certain pride in that, in being the first to forge a path. And you don't know the stats exactly, but you know that this is not super common. Even if they even let your people be tested, because it's still difficult sometimes. It's still rare. So this is revolutionary. And if you can make a name for yourself at ISKAR Academy, you could change how people see kobolds across the entire world.
And I will.
And I did.
This is the story of how I became the greatest hero in all of UA. Of all of ISKAR.
And let's cut from there, because I can't see that going wrong at all. I think that's probably perfect. You're right. Total hero, no problems whatsoever. Be the most uneventful 3 years of your life. Let's hop over to our next new friends. We're gonna head to Moss. So Moss, you are the closest geographically to ISKAR. You're probably only a couple days journey. So they've given everyone about a month's notice to get there. And most of you, it's gonna take about 2 weeks to get there. A little bit long for Laura's character. But Moss is like practically next door. Like, you've seen these kids walk by with their fancy carriages and, the processions, and
We've
the
definitely pranked
horses.
some of them on the way there.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
someone who gets there with like paint all over their like procession line. Like there's definitely been some pranks on these people. Like in the years past.
So when you took your test, you were probably not paying that much attention to it, I would guess.
Nope.
Really not trying to make an impression. And maybe you haven't even thought that much about it. Like with the kobolds, the fey creatures are also something of left out of some of these things sometimes. And you sort of did it as a peace gesture more than anything, right? But on this day, wherever you are, Namala comes to find you. She is one of your friends, advisors, someone who cares about you.
Okay.
What are you doing when she comes looking for you?
Moss is with the druid craft cantrip trying to make little flowers that have like pollen stacks that stain on them, like preparing for the next round of kids who are going to be like traveling. Like this is like a yearly thing that all the young people prepare for, to like totally prank these carriages when they pass.
So you're making like a stain, like an ink bomb?
Yeah, except it's like literally made out of like a closed flower that when you, it's like, like those confetti eggs kind of situation. It's kind of like that, but like flour and pollen.
Yeah, but with distaste for their entire culture.
Yes.
So she finds you. You're out in a field somewhere with some of your buddies nearby, and you're all kind of working away, giggling to each other.
Yep.
We gonna get them good. And you hear her call your name.
Yeah, totally not doing anything out here.
Again, big Alexander Hamilton energy of whatever he is, Jefferson did it. Like just immediately, it's not me.
She'll run over. She doesn't actually fear this person at all. She's just being funny because everyone knows that it's not that big a deal.
Everyone laughs.
Yep.
You're a prankster. You're known for it.
And she will rush over.
Yeah, so Namala is standing at the edge of the clearing, and she looks very serious.
Okay, have the prissy people infected you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Like your face isn't moving, like it's very serious. Like, are you sick? Do we need to check that you have a fever? Like,
imagine you like hop up to like try to.
Yeah, like which she has a jump like font like satyrs have like a jump boost, so like it's really easy for her to do it.
letter came for you today.
A letter. It's probably junk mail because I really don't talk to anyone outside of here. So that can probably just, go in the compost.
She reaches into her bag and she withdraws this parchment, beautifully wrapped, that we've seen before twice already. And she offers it to you and says, I'm so sorry, Moss. Truly.
Why are you talking as if like a funeral is about to happen? Like, also, why is this perfumed? Why does this smell?
That's just what humans smell like, my dear.
Fair.
Oh, I touched something humans touched.
Open it.
She opens it.
As you start to read it, she says, denial does us no good. We simply must deal with the cards that are dealt to us.
You're telling me I need to go to that shithole?
Evidently, you tested well.
Okay, please tell me this is some type of joke. Please.
I would not joke about having you leave us. Especially not for them. And she turns and she spits on the ground.
Is there nothing? Do I just have to I have to leave everything behind here to go over there where they perfume their fucking letters?
It's a mandatory summons. They will come and take you if you do not. And it will not be peaceful.
I feel like Moss starts lighting also.
Start to burn the paper, come on.
Not
go.
the paper, getting some she's also getting fully there's a pipe out now, okay. Okay.
It is in the name of peace. It is.
You sure
free.
that I can't just hide out here? If they don't find me, how are they gonna take me?
If they don't find you, they'll start another war. This was our peace accord. We said they would test some of our children, and those who tested positively would be sent to the school.
So now I'm a fucking mater? Oh, okay, great.
The chances were small, but it was never impossible. You are our tribute, our sacrifice, and your going to this school will protect everyone else in this village for 3 years' time.
When you put it like that, now I feel like an asshole for not wanting to.
I do not blame you. I would not go either, were it my choice. But 3 years, and you will come out stronger and capable of defending our home. Perhaps
yeah, and under their fucking thumb.
I don't believe you'll ever be under anyone's thumb.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. That's fair.
I'm told there are breaks where you'll be able to return home to us.
Okay.
Easier than most.
Much easier. Moss gets that mischievous look in the eye of she knows that Moss is not just coming for breaks.
I'm sorry to be the one to deliver this news to you. I know it's not even something you thought was a possibility.
No, just I didn't realize apparently perfumed letters could happen.
There will be more humans among them. Perhaps even some of your teachers. But you must do what you can to endure. And
And
at
I
the
can't-
very least, when you return to us, you will have talents unlike we have ever seen.
I don't know. You're pretty badass. And you didn't go.
I was raised in our homeland in the Feywild. For those of us who live here in the material plane, it's not so easy.
Can I just run off to the Feywild?
They will take someone else in your stead.
Fine.
We have a month's time to prepare you and for you to enjoy the time you can have.
Yep.
I suggest you aim for arriving in the later period, so you might enjoy a bit more time
Oh yeah.
causing
I'm with-
chaos before you go.
If anything, I'm gonna be arriving slightly late, but it's okay.
You know from experience that like she is not above throwing some of these like bombs at people, and is 100% like stay as late as you can, throw them at all of your fellow students.
Yes.
Like that is the underlying message here. Like
Yeah.
they're all garbage.
Yes, Chari's definitely getting hit with like a shit ton of these. Just like,
Well, I know what our mid journey scene is gonna be for you guys.
Don't touch me!
Cool. Anything else that Moss wants to do as you're left in the school with your buddies?
Moss is going to make some of the bombs even worse. And these bombs, I don't remember what the name of the stinkiest flower in the world is. But I'm not sure. It's normally this red flower with yellow
It's
dots.
the
And it literally
rafflesia, I
smells
think
like
it is.
vomits.
Yeah, like rotting meat and vomit. Yeah, rafflesia.
It smells like rotting meat and vomit. She's gonna make Minnie one of those bombs with the pollen of that.
So like now it's not just like causing a little bit of chaos. It's full on ruining people's day. Like we have
Yes.
changed the stakes. The stakes are now different.
I've changed the stakes because if I'm gonna have a shitty time there, their first day there is gonna be shitty.
Okay. And what do you do with your letter?
She is going
Roll a joint. Roll a joint.
to okay, a strip of it's gonna be to roll a joint. The other of it I'm going to shred and turn into compost,
Mm-hmm.
like full compost, and then grow a shit ton of flowers from it.
All right. All right.
That's like, it'll be fine.
Yep.
Fuck you, letter.
It'll be fine. Awesome. All right. So that's Moss. Polar opposite reaction from that family. And last but not least, let's cut over to Lark. Lark is in the far north, farthest away from the school. It's probably a 3-week journey if you're going by carriage, still taking breaks, but it's a bit longer than for the rest of you. And when you see your letter, it's sitting out in the garbage. It's opened. Somebody opened it. And you can just see the edge of it peeking out.
Can I just
Yeah.
I mean, look around first. Just
Yeah, it's your house. Like it's just you and your mom and your dad. And it's just sort of like in the kitchen sink, under the kitchen sink, right? So there's like a piece of lettuce stuck to it.
yeah, I'll just
Yeah, you
See if I
like
can-
I said, it's already open. So when you crack it to read the message, you see that you have been accepted to ISKAR Academy as a future hero.
I'm gonna mentally note down anything that's important, like the start date. I don't know if there's anything, if I need to bring anything or whatever, and then I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay. Do you want one of your parents to catch you putting it away?
They can.
Who wants to play one of the terrible parents? Drew's like, hell no.
It's okay. They don't have to catch her.
Well, we have to have someone for you to talk to about it. Okay, so let's say as you are tucking it back in, you're putting the lettuce piece back on top, just in case they were paying attention. And your mother walks in and she says, Lark, what are you doing? Stay away from that.
Nothing. Sorry. Just was gonna make a I was making a sandwich. That's all.
Out of things you found in the garbage?
No, I was putting things into the garbage that were not good for the sandwich.
She looks from you to the letter and back at you and says, you're not going to that school.
I know.
We need you here.
I know. I didn't say anything.
You touched it.
It was right there. I mean, I'm allowed to look at it. It's my letter.
No, you're a child. You and that letter and everything about you belong to your father and I. Now go to the pits and do your job.
So I can't make my sandwich?
Go.
Okay.
And describe to us what she means by the pits. What are you doing?
Lark is a healer in the best way that I can describe the town that she lives in is on like a northern Las Vegas. It's one of the first like port stops for all of or most of the trade that comes into the continent, where boats come in with lots of sailors who want to spend money and has basically turned this town into gambling, drinking, whoring, and fighting. And Lark works as a healer in her parents own a bar, but also the fighting pits beneath the bar. It's person on person fighting with betting, and Lark just tries to make sure that nobody dies, because dead people can't spend their money, and that's no fun. Yeah,
it's definitely been explained to you like that when you're like, but like I'm only healing them enough not to die. Why can't I heal them to full? And they don't really want people to feel good. They want people to be down on their luck and be taking every chance they have. So it's snowing quite hard today. There's like a blustering wind and it sweeps under your jacket as you go by one of the open windows and close it. It looks like somebody opened a window in the main bar and was throwing up out it and then maybe passed out on the floor below. It's classy like that. And when you go downstairs to the pit, there's fights happening. Seems like they're always happening. Seems like you haven't got a full night's sleep. Maybe in your whole life.
It's a good thing I only really need to transfer 4 hours.
Yeah, well, your father is working at the bar, and well, we see that Lark and her mother are both high elves. The man who calls her from the bar is a human man, and he says, Lark, what have you been doing?
I was making a sandwich, but I'm here.
It's not time for sandwiches. Come on, go.
I'm going.
He watches you like he thinks you're gonna steal like a shot on your way past or something.
Lark has her own like little like healing room like off to the side. I don't know if they think it's like slightly maybe less humiliating to be healed by a little girl after you've been dragged and, you know, beaten half to death off in this side. But I mean, it's, you know, her own little office.
There is a man passed out waiting for you there. He has his he's what looks like a pretty deep life cut kind of across his shoulder, and like someone tried to cut his arm off. So he looks like he passed out from the pain or something. It's pretty light, honestly, for a lot of the stuff you've seen before. And while a lot of our other students have are just being told of their kind of abilities and their talents, Lark has been aware of them for some time because she has been used pretty much her whole life for this. You do your shift. You work, a good 14 hours before, you finally get enough time to get up. You've got a few snacks to tide you over, but you do not get a lunch or a dinner break or anything like that because your parents don't believe in it. And the night sort of comes to a close. You can see that they're kind of handing things off to the people who are going to cover the bar and the pit for the night. And you see when they kind of slip off to go to bed, pretty much on time.
Depending on how much energy has left, usually what she would do is there's obviously a barely used I want to call it a church, but like a temple. It's kind of shitty and old and run down and not set up to any sort of specific deity. Just, the odd kind of sailor will come in or pray or whatever, but it's pretty shitty. But her spare time, she goes there and reads and hangs out with the priest that's there, plays the piano, and then goes home and trances for if she can get 4 hours, and then
that's
again. Yeah.
So as you're, I don't know, let's say praying, sitting quietly, Father Despion comes to find you, who you obviously know and have spent a lot of time with. And he says, Lark, you're here earlier than usual.
Yeah. Had to just get out of there.
No one hurt you again, did they?
No. It's quiet night. Well, not quiet, but not overly. Yeah, no, it was fine.
You seem pensive.
Just that letter came today, so.
A letter? A family member or?
No. The one from the tests, from ISKAR, actually. Just
I see. I'm so surprised they didn't find a way to get you out of taking that. I have to assume they're not going to want you to leave.
No. It was already in the bin, so.
Without mentioning anything to you?
No. I'm not allowed to leave.
Well, who is it to judge our decisions but for the gods?
Right. So, if this was, like my gifts came from the gods, then not going would be going against the gods, right?
Sacrilegious, I would say, yes.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
It could bring down far more danger than you would face if you stayed here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a pretty fast runner.
Of course.
I have a little bit of money. If I left, tonight, when things started to get quiet and my parents are in bed, and if I could get far enough away, they couldn't both leave, right? they couldn't leave. And then who else would come? Nobody. Who would they send to come find me?
I agree. Your parents would be most unlikely to leave themselves to find you, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone willing to follow you more than 3 days. If someone was to leave the village and stay off the main roads for 3 days, I would say they would have a fair chance of leaving without incident.
And then I just keep going south, right?
Well, from my understanding, I believe everything would be provided to you. Of course, it's a long trip. You need something a bit warmer for your feet, I'm afraid. And he nods down to your slippers, which of course are given to you specifically so you can't go that way.
I mean, I could buy shoes, right? At like the next town, and it'll get warmer the further south I go. So, I mean, I probably won't need to bring a whole ton of stuff. I could just bring what I could carry in a pack, and that would keep me moving faster. And if I have to stop in a town, and I can do healing, and I can make drinks. I can work at bars and stuff and make some extra money and get carriages where I can. And I have like a month. Could I get there in a month?
It's a long trip, but I believe with the proper motivation, one could make it work. Come with me for a moment. And he brings you up towards the front, where there's kind of like the formal altar, and then kind of just sitting a little bit more towards the back, but he brings you right up to the front. It's not super busy here. I mean, not a lot of people want to go pray when they're hanging out in Vegas, and or maybe they do. I don't know. Mostly he does random marriages. And he picks up a stick of incense, and he waves it in a very specific way you've seen him do before, as he calls upon the gods, and he chants very gently. And he sets it back down into a bowl of sand to hold the incense stick up. And he reaches past it for a small collection plate, and he brings it forward and he offers it to you.
I can't take that. I can't take that. That's
This, and he collects the coins one at a time, is for the needy. And I have long hoped you would find a way to leave. If this can help you, I would hate to hear you'd made it to ISKAR only to lose a foot. Buy some shoes, some supplies. Give yourself a real chance. And he holds them out to you and puts them in your hand and like curls your hand up, like forces you to take them. It's not much. It's like 20 silver.
If I leave, I don't think I'll come back.
I would expect you to go where you're needed.
You're sure you want to stay here?
When it's time for me to move on, the gods will let me know.
Great.
And he pulls you into a hug. He holds you for like a good long while. And then he releases you and says, "You should go now. Don't give them the chance to stop you."
Okay. I'm gonna miss you. Just when the gods let you know that you can leave, come find me at Iskar, okay?
Of course. And he smiles at you with that, like, you know, a little bit of like, he doesn't know if you will see you again. And he doesn't know if you'll want to see him again. As much as he knows you mean something to him, and he means something to you, he's a memory of maybe something you'd rather forget. And he tries to express to you in his gesture and his hug that if that's what it needs to be, then he's okay with that.
Okay, then I am packing up my stuff. I'm actually not, or said she's not going to buy shoes here. I know that's probably stupid, but she's not, the town is a little bit too much like a cult. It's too easy for one person to, oh, I saw her, thing all like, yeah. So I'm gonna, yeah.
Well, you have some bandages on you. You can certainly do like a layer of protection with just the stuff in your kit. And it should last you to the next small town. All right.
Yep, and I'm off.
And Lark is gone.
Gone.
Your letter left in the trash.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. The first 2 letters got framed, and the second 2 got turned into garbage.
And then I'm like, oh my god, do I need that to get in? Do I need that?
Although,
do I need that as
Lark-
proof to get in? Do I need?
Lark's parents do not compost.
No.
They don't. It's not compost.
No.
They could, but they like pointedly don't.
Pointedly don't. Unless it's body parts, because those things start to smell.
Okay.
Sometimes
All right.
They don't feed it to the pigs.
That's what they do with the people who wrong them.
Oh.
I mean, and Lark can't heal like sometimes some blows are killing blows.
Sometimes you gotta bury a body.
Sometimes people just die. Like it's just not 100%. Like I can't save everybody. So
So that's an introduction to all 4 of our characters. I know one thing we want to do of meeting on the road, but it's an opportunity if you have an idea of something you'd like to show of your character on their journey. What is it like for them? So who would like to go next?
I definitely could.
Ian
wanna
is
sit back
talking,
down the same way.
but Ian is
Muted.
Of course I'm muted. I thought I clicked it. I was like, great, I clicked it. I can speak now.
Well, I mean, you can
figure
always
if-
speak. We just can't hear you.
I figure if Bree's not here to do it, someone has to, right?
Yep.
Throwback.
Ooh.
Wow, that's a throwback. I miss you, Bree. Mwah.
Oh, interestingly, the audience could hear you, just not us.
Oh yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So, Char, yeah, do you want to, this is obviously going to be Char and eventually a guest star from Moss. But yeah, Char, tell us about your journey so far.
So I think this might be a good way to kind of rope everyone in a way, unless there's other things that Lark does in the meantime, because I think Lark has the longest journey out of all of us, right? So the start of Char's journey begins with the prepping of a caravan. It's not necessarily like a procession. It's probably like 1 or 2 carriages with advisors and those who are in the process of like mapping out the paths for themselves. Because I don't think that any kobold has actually been that far south. It's not really crazy too far, but ultimately there's just a lot of like research people there coming along with this adventure because it's going to be beneficial for them. But it's like 2 carriages at most. They're probably being pulled by, I wouldn't even say horses. There's probably some other I can't even think of what freaking D&D monsters exist out there.
Ooh, what would a kobold use to pull a card? I would say you could do some like fancy wolves or something, like huskies maybe or something.
Oh, pseudo dragons. Or not pseudo dragons.
yeah.
I'm sorry. What are they? The guard drakes.
Yeah.
They're like the dragons that have no wings, and they're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all brass. Brass guard drakes. Both are being, I think, pulled by 1 each. There's not really too much they need to tug. but out of the crew, there's probably, I think, 4 that stay on the carriage that's in the back, and Char is kind of sitting up front, like not manning the reins. He wants to, but they will not let him, and he's just sitting there being like, I will take over if you need me to, don't worry, I'm here. It just starts off with going through just little town, kind of getting weird looks, but also I think there's every once in a while a city or a small village that is friendly with the kobolds that offer their celebration and kudos. I was thinking on this journey that he meets up with Lark potentially, like they meet on the same road and then at that point travel, because I feel like it would be really nice for Char, maybe for Lark as well, to like have another person experiencing the journey down there and get to actually like share in that and get to know somebody who's there. I don't know if that's something that Lark would have experienced on this though. Up to you.
Or Nori, maybe.
Or both.
Realistically, what I assume Nori is doing is trying to stay away from like main cities and just going through the woods, and just trying to avoid people just in general. So I could absolutely see Nori seeing a cart pulled by guard drakes and be like, "Yo, that looks dope."
It was
Yo, that looks dope.
Yo, I like your guard breaks, dude.
Whoa.
This one's name is Soup.
Yo. It's dope.
Well, if you're there, you're going to get not bullied. Well, maybe bullied. You're going to get pranked. So decide on whether or not you want the first interaction with your friends to be being pranked.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go
Yeah?
for it.
The
Yeah.
other option is Nori runs into the Feywild people since he's going through the woods, and then just joins in on pranking all the people.
Are we gonna start with the rivalries?
I'm just
We
saying,
could.
if he's going through
We
the woods,
could.
he's more likely to run into Moss.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a fair point.
Okay, no, I like that. I like that setup. Okay.
With Lark though, what I want to know more what Lark's journey is looking like at that point, if you have anything in mind. So I feel like that's going to be pretty integral to what happens between like the meeting there, if there is any, and like your time frame, because it's probably going to take you almost the whole month to do so, I think.
Yep. Lark has one stop that she has to make before she converges with anybody else, but that is absolutely something that can happen after her stop.
Sure.
Up to you guys. So the options are we can do the scene for that Laura has planned along the way and then have you all together on the road, or we can do the 3 of you causing chaos and then have Lark running in at the last minute. Either way, the last scene of the game you're going to be in all together. So
True.
I'm always a fan of chaos.
I am a
Just
fan
throwing it
of
out there.
chaos. I don't know if it would be something that the kobolds would end up pushing to get there on the last day. So it might be something that they just don't meet up.
okay. Yeah,
But-
let's do that. Let's keep it simple. So okay. So Char is in this beautiful drake drawn carriage, just living the dream, like just dressed in beautiful raiments. There's people with flags. They've got like the sun on them. They're very bright and beautiful with golds. Like it's almost a little blinding at places to watch this whole procession. There's people playing drums, there's a trumpeter, and like they're sort of doing like a series of songs. Like you hear them coming, and then after 3 songs they repeat again, and you know, it's probably a little tedious for those of you listening.
That
So
incredible Doppler effect. Like an ice cream truck driving down farther away.
exactly what's happening. So Moss, you've got your basket of goodies, and have probably staked out. I'm gonna say there's like a ridge
Yeah,
that's
there's a
traditionally
really
used
nice
for this.
ridge.
It's like a hazing kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
where you guys can get away without being spotted, because I'm sure people have said, you know, people attacked me on the road and you know, no one can see
I feel
you.
like we change the location every year, so when they guard one
There you go.
location,
So
they
this is the
know.
new location.
Something
New
to
location.
really quick throw in there, because kobolds
Yeah.
have light sensitivity, so they're probably all draped in like
Oh, all those robes are gonna be so stained.
no, like the carriages themselves probably have like mesh or like
Okay.
what would be like the equivalent to tinted windows, but for fabric
No, I
draped
love it.
over
You
the
guys have-
entire
You
thing.
guys have you have a
That just makes you
tinted
guys
Hummer.
even look
This is-
more prissy.
This is the dopest looking carriage
It's-
I've ever seen.
It is.
It's mostly
Moss
necessity
hates
for
it.
the it's necessity for the carriages themselves. I don't know if in the direct sunlight if there's any kobolds that are actually outside of the caravan. They're probably inside the back cart, just going or something like that. And
Oh
it's like,
yeah, there you go. So they're not
Yeah.
walking alongside. They're sitting. There's like a full carriage,
Okay.
yeah.
and the carriage is just a band.
I
And they're
love that.
basically sitting under a giant parasol,
Great.
playing music.
Great.
Um, yeah. So you're getting ready. You're excited. You know, you got your gear. You got your buddies with you. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
First rule of
from
the
myself
game.
or my
First rule of the
familiar?
game.
First
First rule of the game.
Can my familiar give me the help action?
You're familiar. Yeah. It's perception. That's fair.
It's an owl too. Like
Yeah. yeah.
now you guys will see Moss has an owl that is perched on her shoulder, a little barn owl that's just living its life. Perception. First roll with advantage of the game is a natural 18.
Nice.
So that's going to be a dirty 20.
Coming in strong. All right, dirty 20. Your owl gives a little like, whoo, and kind of looks over the side, and you see this like Shibu Inu like water thing, and it's like looking around and it's looking at the bird, and it's the fucking cutest thing you've ever seen. Like it is so cute, and it's got like the the tail, how it has those like loose wisps, but it's almost like the water is falling off into its body and then coming back up
Yeah,
again.
this thing is like in Moss's mind, this thing is like obviously a fake creature. We love this thing. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Are you lost? Are you lost? Who are you? I haven't seen you around here. Will you let me pet you? And I like offer my hand the proper way, see if the
Oh.
doggo
And
smells.
that's over to Nori. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, 100%. Mochi would love that.
I'm
Mochi's
fully
a
just
good,
petting
good
the
boy.
dog. just like
As you're petting, very water like. It's almost like if there was just like a water balloon, but without the balloon, it's just this water dog.
Oh, I love them. I love them so much. Just like all the pets. Oh, you were so cute. Who are you? Are you lost? Are you lost? Do we need to figure out where you're at? We will do that after we throw pollen bombs at these people. You can just hang out with us. I'm not quite sure what you eat, but like we'll figure it out.
I think at this
Can
point in
dogs get
time-
high?
Yeah, actually, they can.
Is that more of a question of can they or can they not, but more should they or should they
Well, this
not?
is a
I think
water
is
dog.
great
Like,
this, is
question.
a,
this
this is a
dog-
much more high fantasy science type of thing. So ultimately, it's like how Star Wars has anything works because of the Force. So yeah.
I mean, to be fair, at one point in time, I'm sure at least some of Mochi's water ended up in a bong at some point in time.
Yeah, and also
So-
like, could you make Mochi into tea? Like, could you put tea leaves like to swirl around his body so you can make him like different colors? Like,
Yeah,
can
why
he just
not?
be a tea dog?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's up, T-Dog? Woo!
I think
So yeah, you guys are chatting, and it's getting closer. Like the caravan's probably only a
Okay,
minute out
okay.
now.
Okay. Do you know sit? Do you know sit? Does he sit?
Mochi would sit.
You're so good. Okay. Okay. Just stay with us. Stay. And then we'll try to figure out who you are, or we will figure out where to keep you. I'm gonna prep to throw these. Now I don't know why I'm talking to you like you can understand me, but like if you can, that'd be awesome. So
Has Nori revealed themselves?
No, not yet. I would think Nori's just like leaned up against a tree watching this happen.
Mhm.
Intrigued.
You
Yeah.
see something's going down. Like there's
Yeah.
a procession going by. This person's very excited about the perfect time.
yeah.
Something's going down.
Yeah, I'm
Something's
just-
going down. You see like little flowers, like pods, like buds, like closed up. Like that's what they're gonna throw.
Yeah, no, Nori's just very interested in what's about to happen and is gonna also let it happen.
Just gonna let it. Great. So I have fully taken Mochi as like, I will take care of this animal. This animal is mine until further notice, until I find the correct owner. And she is prepping to just, start launching pollen bombs.
All right, so just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna give you 3 bombs before Char will be able to defend in any way. So roll me 3 d20s and let's see how bad this is for Char.
And as you're rolling that, you said that they're pollen bombs with the Rafflesia, like, rotting meat smell?
I think one of them is.
Oh,
I feel like she's
the
mixed them.
pinnacle.
Yeah, she's mixed them.
All right, so
like some of them are smell ones, some of them are just the pollen paint type of situation.
Cool.
So I'll make the first one the meat corpse one, just so we have like the first one is going to be the stank. And
can I point out that like it's our second roll of the game, and you're like, I'll roll those dice for the meat corpse one.
The meat corpse stink bomb.
Stink bomb.
I'm gonna roll this for the meat bomb.
So what it is? Am I adding my normal attack or just my proficiency for this?
Let's say whatever you would use for like dex. So if you have a dex-based weapon, you can add that.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You saved yourself.
I said that, and I was like, wait, you're playing a rogue, of course.
Exactly. I rolled a natural 2. So that'll only be an 8 for the first one.
The weight's a little bit off on the you're used to the pollen bombs, but it's just different. It doesn't.
Oh, that's better. There we go. That's a 21 on the second one.
Okay.
And that is also a 21 on the third one.
Okay. So Moss is ready to go. Gets 3 bombs ready. The first one it pretty much just like kind of like goes boop, and it falls down like just kind of off the cliff. So it makes a smell, but everyone's just kind of like, what is that? Like for a second, they're like, did we step in something? What is this? And then you lob these 2 beautifully. And I think Char is in the middle of 2 attendants. And they just slam right in the forehead of both attendants, like almost in sync. So Char is completely fine. But
and bonus action hide.
Your buddies...
Nori is laughing by the tree, but also smoking. Be right back.
May I bonus action hide?
So first off, what's Char do when these things fly at you?
So at this point, I'm guessing we aren't the levels that we are in the game, or are we considering to be the same level as we're starting?
We'll say you're the same level. This isn't going to devolve to a combat, but you can certainly use all your stuff to be like, okay, who are you? I will fight you, or whatever you want to do.
I want to jump out of the front of the carriage. I kind of I'm not prepped for this type of thing, but I do keep my sword by my side. I have a long sword with me, normally a shield too if I'm being combat ready, but that's already on my actually it's not on my hip, it's on my back. Because 3'3" wearing a long sword, it's it looks very anime.
Like trying to walk and you're just like tick.
It's I leave 2 trails from the tail and the sword. He jumps out and I want him to roll perception. I'm not calling that. I want to try to see if he knows where that came from, at least the general direction.
Oh yeah, 100%. So let's see a perception if you can narrow down where it's from.
All right.
And whether or not Moss needs to jump into hiding.
I should have the dice cam on here because my blood lightning dark moon dice are coming in clutch once more with that natural 20.
Those dice are just ballers.
They kill. That's perception, right? So that's 20. I have +0 in perception.
So I'm gonna say that. Actually, you know what? Okay, Moss, roll again. See if you can hide.
Roll a stealth.
Roll a stealth to see if you can hide fast enough. You're gonna have to roll natural 20.
I just wanted to be the general area too. So if I have that, I'm clean. I swear
I'm not lying. I keep rolling 15s, so that'll be another 20.
Okay, weighted dice, but no, I'm kidding. I don't care. You can use weighted dice. I don't give a shit.
It's also
yeah,
Laura's dice.
all of Laura's dice are weighted.
Darkmoon
Well,
Dice, guys. Darkmoon Dice, guys, come by.
get some quality numbers on that shit.
For those of you who don't usually follow us, one of the things is that Laura gives away all of her good dice energy to the dice she sells.
Yeah. I keep none for myself.
None. Okay, so Char, you see this happen. You look to your buddies. You can tell they're okay. Like this is more like a stunning thing. Like they're like, oh, right, because it kind of. I mean, it's got some force. It's like a boomerang kind of thing. Not a boomerang, slingshot.
Yeah.
So they're okay. And you look up and immediately you're like, and I'm gonna say 15. You catch an ear and a horn.
So
You don't lock eyes with Moss, but you're like,
So from this point, I immediately am gonna run back to the general direction for where those horns were. I'm not gonna go directly to where they were, but I'm gonna be running down there, hand on sword, eyes looking down because it is bright out, and he is going to like run past to where he saw Moss. And since, fun fact about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, different fighting styles allow for blind fighting. So I have blind sight up to 10 feet, I think it is. And he keeps the sword in its scabbard, and he takes it off his back, and then he points over to where Moss is and says, "You assault my people, and you think you can hide. I appreciate the gall." Puts it back on his back, and just says one more thing before walking back over there.
It was a paintball, dude. Like, it was nothing that serious. If anything, it was adding to your little hurrah hurrah fest with all your dainty music.
you hear two more bangs as from the other side of the clearing. Two more of those things are thrown.
I'll tell them to cut off because there's someone here.
Immediately.
Like I'll like do like a whistle that like lets them know like chill for a second.
Yeah, you do like a dog whistle where everyone Mochi hears it. Like Mochi's like, oh.
I pet the dog.
Char immediately with that whistle looks up around and just kind of squints because
I'm telling them to stop. Stop since you're talking to me.
We got caught. Fine.
It's very rude to be doing
Actually,
that
if we could like wrap up this conversation, because in like about 5 minutes another carriage should be coming in.
I'm curious on why you think that it's fine for you to inconvenience others and not to be inconvenienced yourself, but I'll abide by that rule. So I'll be on my way. Please refrain. We have enough things shot at us and thrown at us every day, so thank you very much. And he gets back on his carriage and they go back.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't really. Yeah, that is kind of shitty of me. That was kind of shitty of me considering. Looks down.
Like you,
that was kind of.
You in your head, you kind of built it up like it's all elves and humans.
Yeah, and now it's just like now Moss kind of
races.
feels kind of shitty. Like, my apologies. We kind of thought should have saved it for the elves and humans. Anyway,
It doesn't help that they are kind of covered, but
yeah, you guys are covered. Like literally, like. If like I understand that you guys kind of have to be covered, but also like had I realized that it was you guys, I probably wouldn't have.
touche. And he closes.
Save my hate for the good races.
Save it for those who are not oppressed. Thank you very much.
I'll prestidigitate like some of the stains off of there. Like,
There you go. You do like a little dust.
Well, I can't. I would be here forever, and I have to prepare for the next carriage. Like she's gonna do
Look,
some
I feel
of
bad,
it.
but not bad enough to stop doing it.
You hear someone say in some weird draconic language something, and then the music starts playing. Awful. It sounds hectic and like chaotic and crashing.
She loves it. She loves it. She's great.
I would say this is probably the equivalent to DIY crust punk, like kind of thrashy even maybe. Very, very fast, very. But there's no guitars. It's all horns, so it's kind of ska-ish too. So it's pretty neat.
Okay.
There's a guy in checkered pants, kind of just two-stepping in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Moss is
Nori.
vibing
So
with
you saw this prank, and then you saw this very charming little kobold man come out and very dramatically be like, "Hey, back off," but like respectfully. Like he handled it really well, actually. Mochi kind of like looks around, like, "Where are you? Why aren't you here, man?"
Is so Nori's still over by the tree, I would assume, and
Still
so
hasn't
with
been seen.
with that, Nori's gonna come out of the woods, really nonchalant, hands in pockets. To describe what Nori looks like, of course, you've got the picture like right wherever it is. I think it's right here, and but very Woodstock-esque. Has a vest. At this point in time, no undershirts, just the vest, a little bit of hair on the chest. Just walking out with a smirk on his face, and just a little, and calls over Mochi to where Mochi will kind of skitter on over.
And Moss's ear like moved towards the direction that you heard the whistle. Hi. Your dog's nice.
Yeah, Mochi's surprisingly well trained. That was a nice prank he did there. I like that. And looks over to this little kobold and he's like, "You handled it pretty well. I'll give you props for that."
Is Char just like not answering? Is Char even there anymore?
I thought the Char ran back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So.
You did pretty good with it then.
Yeah, that sounds like, wait, who's here?
You hear someone compliment you from a hill.
Yeah.
To be fair, had I realized it was the kobolds, I wouldn't have done it to them. They don't deserve it. So my bad on that. You want to join in? There should be another cart in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you? I noticed that you made those, with some natural things. Do you mind showing me how you made it?
Sure. And then she just kind of sits on the ground and she just starts druid crafting like the flowers. And instead of doing one cast of it, she's doing multiple so that each time it becomes like more bulging with pollen, basically.
Okay. Nori's gonna sit on the ground to spark up a joint and also use Druidcraft to try and mimic how these are being made, but instead of like a lot of your foresty type flowers and things, Nori's would be more like lotus flower and kind of a little more elegant looking.
Okay, that is really pretty. Good job. I like your style. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, no, you did great. Yeah, shoot, good job. I'm surprised you haven't done this before. If you could,
A natural.
yeah, like this is pretty fun. It's really fun too. Like even when it's not a prank, just give these to each other. Just start having like a paintball fight with these. This is really fun too. Just out in the field, really nice. Extra fun if we make them bioluminescent and we do it at night. Then it's like whoa.
Sounds really trippy. Hell yeah.
Isn't it so fucking great? And when you're high as hell, and then you can see all the bioluminescent lights moving around as people who've been shot has already like covered in it. Well, it's a beautiful sight.
At the mention of getting high, I would assume Nori would just go ahead and just like look down at the joint and like, oh, well, here.
Thanks. Ooh, nice roll.
Different flavor, like definitely.
Yeah, like that's
definitely a different variety you're not quite used to. Mix it.
Yeah,
yeah, it's different. It's
good.
different.
It's
I'll have to share you some of the variety I use. Good.
Yeah, it's a home blend, and Nori will pull out some seeds out of his pocket and into his.
Oh,
hand.
because of course Nori had to bring
And-
seeds to plant at school.
And
Yes.
then use Druidcraft to on like one or two of the seeds to just cause a small bud to appear. And it's like, well, here.
I should
just
show
try it
you our
out.
field later because we have a whole like we're over there that way. We have a whole just like growing area for the weed. It's great.
Sounds amazing.
It's really nice, really fun place to just kind of hang out in, even if you're not smoking, which is really chill.
Yeah. Nori pulls out this empty glass mason jar out of his bag and opens the lid and gives a little, and you watch as Mochi into the mason jar, closes the lid, puts it back in the backpack.
That's amazing.
You guys are going to be even faster friends than I realized.
I knew this was gonna happen.
I didn't think first scene. I stand corrected. Never plan because the players don't listen.
No.
Except Laura. Laura behaves.
That's great. Yeah, no. So we're just gonna probably make some more of these paint bombs, see who other high class idiot comes back here parading their fame and all their glory.
Yeah.
Nori,
So
Nori, by the way.
Oh, Moss. Hey.
all right, Nori and Moss, fast friends, hang out, have some intoxicants, lob some paintballs at some rich kids, and generally I would say probably try to avoid some of the kids from poverty or some of the the lesser races, quote unquote.
Yeah, we avoid those.
Now kind of being like, all right, let's modify this a bit. Let's really focus.
I feel like before that was always the rule, but then like
you get too excited.
Moss is a little pissed right now.
Well, yeah, you're excited and you have to go.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see something big and boisterous, and it's not necessarily
And like in
arrogant.
gold and like being
Ugh.
like it's like that was like a
That's the
waiting.
soul drake that we worship. The dragon of the sun and the body. The soul, S-O-L, S-O-U-L. It's kind of a play on words. I'll have pamphlets, don't worry.
I'm good.
So the order
Avocado.
of arrival is definitely going to be Char first. I'm gonna say you probably get there maybe a day early. Nori and Moss are going to probably arrive, I don't know, a few hours before call time, probably together. You've been hanging out.
Yeah, I feel like I could convince Nori to like hang out for a little longer than he.
I feel like you get a little high together and you sort of like lose track of time, and then you show up
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, we're early. Oh,
100%.
Hey,
I thought
that's
it was
exactly
later.
what happened. That's exactly like Moss definitely didn't pack till like the night before. Like
I just imagine you have like a sundial in your hand and you're like, oh, I counted the little dial, not the big one.
yeah, you know.
Which is totally fair, because the only thing Nori brought with him would have been just this little drawstring backpack with an empty jar, some weed seeds, and
Yeah.
that's really about it.
Oh, we definitely trade weed varieties. Like I feel like I add like some different type of seeds to your stash. Because I'm like, I'm also gonna be like having my own, but just have
Exactly.
your own stash too. Like, it's good.
So Char will get to have a nice dramatic entrance. You two will show up a little stoned. Let's do the last of our journeys though, and head back to Lark. Lark, who has let's say it's let's go past the urgent time. Let's say maybe you're 5 days out from the city. So you're pretty sure that no one's following you. And you're pretty much out of money at this point. Sort of decided that it made sense to spend money on a cart from a traveler that you saw right outside the city, just because getting as far away as you can, as fast as you can, is great. So you're in this small town. And just you're out of money, and you still have a long journey ahead.
Yep, time to work, bitch. You want to buy Starbucks? You better work. If there's, healing will be her first choice. So if people are having babies, that's a good one because they're nervous. Anybody sick?
There's a couple people you managed to help out who have like an illness. It seems like they drank something that they shouldn't have drank. Maybe some of the water wasn't quite clean. But they don't really have very much to pay you with. It's really like a couple of coppers, but it's a good deed in trying times. The easiest thing you can find is a bar.
Yeah.
And you attended bar, unfortunately. I say to everyone who's ever worked in retail or restaurant services, you have some talent here, and it is squandered by people who are using you.
It's always like the shittiest bars that have the most turnover. It's not like the nice places.
They have a sign up that says like servers wanted, and you can tell they keep using the same sign, but also it was never nice to begin with.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll give you some work. It seems like they're definitely one of those, like, you know, wear a low cut shirt to get better tips kind of place. So yeah, you you need the money fast. So.
Yep. Beggars can't be choosers. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you go around the bar and you serve people, and it's pretty standard stuff. It's not too difficult. People are definitely a little more ogly than they are back home. Like back home, there were like whorehouses with, like, you know, not that you're not pretty, but you know, there's professionals. Here there are no professionals. Here you are new and pretty, and people keep looking.
Hey, it's for the money, right? We got to get to school, so you know, yeah, sure.
For the most part, they're all pretty standard people. As per classic D&D fable, there is a man dressed in Strider apparel sitting in the corner, ordering drinks. You know, you got to have some at the Prancing Pony, which is definitely where you are now. Yeah, there's a Strider-like character in the corner who orders you know, a beer. Yeah, this doesn't come up yet, but Lark has a big scar on over her eye,
like a couple.
Yeah, and
just like keep her hair just not like my hair, but like.
And this guy, when he looks up to thank you for bringing him a drink, has a scar as well over the mirrored one. So hers is on her right. So his is on his left, and it's basically like a straight cut. Like it looks like a sword came straight down. He still has his eye, but it's a pretty bad looking cut.
Another beer?
Yes, I think that'd be nice.
Fine choice. I will go get his beer.
You kind of serve him throughout the night. He orders a couple different, like he was eating a stew when you came in, and he orders another one at some point. But otherwise, he's not getting super hammered, but he looks like he's spending the night here. He's working on parchments and things like that between visits, but he always tucks them away when you come close. And otherwise, it's a pretty mundane day until somebody gropes ya.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. Can I do I sacred flame him in the middle of a bar? Do I sacred flame him in the middle of a bar?
You should do something to him. He's like he's been really chatty all night, and he keeps like asking you your name and where you're from and where you're staying. Like he's been kind of a problem all night.
Okay. Okay, then you know what? Then, like we said, go big or go home, right? I'm going to.
Your character like a runaway car.
Yeah.
Cars don't run away. Like a stolen car.
Like a stolen car. I know usually this is. Sorry, I'm gonna cast inflict wounds.
Ooh, coming in with the first attack of the game. Do it.
Pulling out the big guns.
Yeah, he's gonna have.
That's 3d10. That's my biggest spell. That's 3d10 damage if it hits on a commoner.
I would kill him. Do you want it to be lethal or non-lethal?
Well, I'd like him to go.
Up to you. Your decision.
I can heal him afterwards.
You can't kill him if you do double his hit points and damage.
Non-lethal?
All right.
Sort of lethal. Kind of lethal.
Non-lethal,
Mostly
like
lethal.
the kind of thing where he like poops himself and dreams about it for the rest of his life.
Yes, that one.
Okay. Yep. He definitely does so. Where do you cast it? Like as a certain part of his body?
I have to touch him.
Yeah. Where do you cast it?
So I imagine like if he like grabs her ass or whatever, she turns around, like shoves him, and he just drops.
Bam.
Yeah, he drops hard. The other guys at the table are like, oh, what's going on? What do you do? You know, and they all start making a ruckus. And it isn't long before one of the owners comes over and just basically just starts grabbing her apron off of you and tells you to get
Cure
out.
wounds, cure wounds, cure wounds, cure wounds, cure wounds.
It doesn't. You can definitely heal him. Like you give him whatever health point or whatever. You can. How about you stabilize him? Let's not waste our healing on garbage.
Oh yeah.
But you're gonna get thrown out. So they grab the apron and they basically shove you out into the street. And you have your tips on you. So you got the bit of money you made today, but obviously you were hoping to make a bit more, especially as people got drunker. But it is what it is. And as you're kind of standing in the street, debating what to do next, a man, actually the Strider man, let's say, comes out, and he leans against the side of the bar and he lights himself a cigarette. And he smokes for a second and he says, I like that. That was a good move.
I didn't kill him. He was moving. He was perfectly fine. It was just a...
You would have been within your rights to kill him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to kill the people that you're serving, but just...
You're also
that I
supposed to treat
didn't.
people with the respect that they're owed. He pulls out his another cigarette and offers it to you.
No, thank you. I'm fine.
He passes it away. Doesn't seem bothered.
Sorry, that was yeah, should have probably kept my cool there.
I'm sure you can find another shitty bar to work in. Maybe somewhere better. You clearly have talent.
I can serve drinks with the best of them.
That's not what I meant. Most people can't kill someone with a touch. And you
I
could
didn't.
have killed him.
But I didn't.
And it was
I think
a decision,
really need to...
and that's my point.
I guess if it's still early enough, I should probably see if I can find somewhere else to work for the night, if there's a couple hours left. I'm sorry, I did bring you your beer.
Not really interested in staying at that establishment now. The place I'm staying has an all right one. I think they might be hiring as well. If you want to come along. And he just starts walking.
Yeah, I'll... there's work where, I mean, because I looked at the other, I mean, I've been here a few days and I looked at the other places and either they didn't, want to hire me, or they weren't hiring, or where are you staying?
He points up the road, and there isn't in there. Like you checked a few days back, but they were pretty dismissive in general of you.
Yeah, they didn't like my face, so that's probably not gonna work. I think probably...
What are you doing in this town then? There's only one bar hiring. You have the skills you have. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm working.
Why are you working in a bar when you could be on campaign?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to get enough money to get to the next town.
You're passing through.
Yeah. don't think I realized carriages cost that much. I mean, for sitting in a lump of hay for a couple hours, it's not as cheap as you would have thought. Yeah, so I just thought that if
if you are just passing through somewhere to be, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out like a kind of dirty looking coin purse and holds it out.
Yeah, I'm just looking for bar work. I don't know much about the town. I'm sure there's
I'm not interested.
Girls that are
paying for anything like that. This is from that man you knocked out. You made quite a nice distraction.
You stole his money.
Yeah. And you stole his dignity. Seemed fair.
And he didn't have much dignity to begin with, but is there a lot in there?
I haven't looked yet. He's like tosses it to you, so you don't really have a choice.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
Yeah, roll to catch it. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You don't humiliate me by like picking up like coppers off the street.
She throws it at your face and you take 10 damage. You pass out.
I got like a bloody nose, but I'm like, honey.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's not a ton, but it's certainly enough to get you going. Like it'll get you as far as you've been.
That's good. Is there like, if I look inside, is there enough to like get a carriage or like a half a carriage?
It'll have to be a shared carriage, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Enough for a shared carriage for 5 days or so. So it's a good chunk, but it's not like an ungodly amount of money to have.
Yeah, I'm not giving that shit back. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, I'll take it. I gotta get to
nice
school.
Meeting you, killer of men in bars. He gives you a little smirk and heads inside.
Kill him. I didn't kill him.
He's inside now. If you want to keep talking to him, you have to follow him.
Ugh, fine. Only so that I can then go inside and then shout, I didn't kill him.
You just walk into a bar and yell, I didn't kill him at the top of your lungs.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nicer bar. People definitely look at you. Like you just walked into like a martini bar and yelled that.
Speak easy. Speak easy here.
Yeah, so anyways, he when you see him, he's gotten a seat by the bar, or not by the bar, sorry, he went to another dark corner. He, like I said, he's a strider type. Yeah, he I don't know, you go find him, and I imagine maybe you guys have a meal and chat a bit. He's an interesting guy. You can't quite get put your finger on it. He's got like this strange charmingness that comes from this like complete unwillingness to lie about who he is. Like he's very confident in who he is. And for a guy who pickpocketed, he's not super secretive, it doesn't seem like. He doesn't tell you his name at any point. I guess that's worth noting. But he answers pretty much all your questions except when you ask him who he is and where he's going.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hang out and chat.
Sure.
And if I have enough money for 5 days of carriage, then sure.
Yeah. In spite of his words earlier about not being interested in companionship, he definitely starts leaning in closer and talking more deeply and holding your gaze a lot longer as the night goes on. You don't get the sense he's drunk. He's drinking, but he seems interested in you.
Is he cute?
Yeah, he's cute.
I don't mind.
I don't put ugly people in my game.
I know. Yeah.
I'm a bisexual. Every person in the world is beautiful. I can't help it. They're
Prey.
all prey. Every single person is prey.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I think I killed Drew a bit.
I mean, it's accurate, so I can't argue.
I don't know what to say. People are pretty. I don't know how you pick one gender, one whatever. I don't know. I don't get it.
I'll stay.
Cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, so you flirt. Give me a flirting roll. Let's see how. Give me a flirting roll. What would that be? It'd be charisma based. Let's say persuasion.
I do. Yeah, persuasion.
And I'll let you roll with advantage because he is interested. God, that automatic roller is bright.
Yeah.
It makes you look like a
It lights me the
vampire.
fuck up, right? 18.
18.
Sorry. It's because it's roll 20 and roll 20 doesn't have a dark.
Can I point out that you aren't rolling real dice and you're a dice maker? What is this?
Hey, keep the curse
It's
away.
actually pretty common. I'll give Laura credit. It's pretty common.
Yeah,
Not
I
for
don't-
me. I don't roll my own dice, but
I love in the chat, Ready Lies is like, how many rapiers is he carrying?
Yeah. He already has the scar over on his eye too.
He's got a
No.
scar.
He knows the weakness. Whatever. He's got a scar. If he has rapiers on him, then I'm a goner. Look, it's the first episode. Let's all calm down, okay?
Chat's calling you out because there apparently is now a dark mode for
Not for the screen.
not
Only
for the map.
the chat box. Yeah, not for the map. Only for the box. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
That is
give me your-
correct.
Give me your flirting check.
Sorry, 18.
18 to flirt with whatever it's called when you roll twice. Okay.
Advantage.
And I-
Cool. Well, the nice thing about flirting with someone in a bar who's into you is that he's into you.
whoa.
Yay!
I don't know if that's how it works.
And as a
Experience,
nice,
that's not how that works.
if we're watching this from the outside, at some point, like he makes a joke and she laughs, and he like leans in and he like nuzzles her slightly and smells her hair, and he leans in and kisses her neck. Slow, gentle, making sure she's okay with it. Is she okay with it?
Yes.
Yeah, making it with the Strider type.
She's
Yeah.
fucking free.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far you
How
how
far
far do you let this go? He definitely, like, you know, puts a hand on your knee, kisses down, like down from your ear, down your neck, comes up for like a regular kind of make out. You making out with him?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
You go back to his room?
No.
The restraint.
No.
Look at you!
No. I
No.
had to have a post-it note for like the
So
the
proud of Laura.
I had like, so for the beginning of Darkest and Dragons, I had a post-it note that I had to keep on my computer that literally said, "Do not fuck Arsene." Like I had to.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Can I also point out the chat is calling you out hard? Someone's like, there's like, oh, standards, good for you. Like, everyone's really proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks, chat.
Thanks for not.
Thanks for not being a whore in the first game.
All right.
But to the second.
He's having a good time though. Like, you both have a nice night. There's some kissing and some, you know, touching. But you know, you're in a bar, so you're not, you know, it's not too wild. But yeah. Anything else you want to do with him before we end the scene?
No.
Are you saying that because if you say anything else, you are afraid you'll give in?
I will go too far. No. We're
Mhm.
anything before sex is fine. That's
Anything.
when we're also
before
in
sex.
a yeah.
Do you
Look,
stay in
there
the bar then? You aren't going back to his room. Do you go somewhere else with him?
Maybe.
There's a nice beach. Everybody loves the moonlit beach, the water, nice and romantic. Late night. Oh, it's a full moon tonight. Like it's a beautiful night. When the moon hits your eyes.
I was gonna say, not everybody. We all know Anakin doesn't.
Ouch.
I like I'm luring Laura. I didn't have to do anything. That was
Thank you.
I don't
Thank you.
do
Thank
anything.
you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Luring.
you go out to this nice romantic beach. Yeah, he doesn't take off any of your clothes. But he's definitely in all of them.
Okay. That's
And at some point, because he is a human boy, because that is your weakness, he'll eventually like kind of fall asleep, kind of, arm over you, kind of in a between bliss moment. Do you say goodbye to him in the morning before you head to your cart, or do you just peace out?
Deuces.
peace out.
The true glory of being a high elf in a world of humans. I only have trance, bitch.
I must eat.
Like I've been conscious the whole time.
I make out on beach, so I must eat.
Hold on. Let me write that down. Hold on. I have a page in my journal that I put specifically for these sorts of. Hold on. I got a wrong pen. I have also the right pen for that. Sorry.
Do you have to make a note for yourself? Do not fuck Strider type.
No, I make out on beach, so I must eat.
I'm gonna go on the beach.
I'm gonna give Ian some credit for that when he said the yeet part. I was like, oh, I can make this even better.
I must eat.
Okay. Good. That has been jotted down. Has been made
All right.
note of.
So before first light, you head into the commerce district, and you find a caravan who's just moving around between cities, and they're willing to take you, and you hop on, and you're out of the city before the sun fully rises. Yeah, good for you. You got some action, and you saved your virtue, if that's the thing.
If that's a thing. It is a thing.
I feel like it's a little bit like your parents definitely never let you date, right? Like they don't seem like the type. Yeah. So like, good for you, man. You went hard.
I better go home.
Mm-hmm.
Driving it like a stolen car.
And he was that.
I've been out of jail for a week.
Done. All right. Okay, if everybody's good with their journey along the way, we can hop to arriving at the school. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As those of you who are watching can see, we're going a little bit late because we started a little bit late. So,
hey, y'all gotta fucking deal with that.
Strider types are fair game after first semester. So like I said, you arrive in that order. Char comes in first with the entourage. They do leave you at the gate of the school. Everybody comes and either bows or thanks you or gives you something or gives you a hug, depending on their relationship with you. It's a good chunk of people.
I think that since they leave me at the gate, I don't think I packed too heavily. I think I just have like a trunk on wheels.
Mm-hmm. Please tell me you have like I'm thinking like how like fancy ladies have hat boxes. Do you have like a shield box or something?
Oh, there's
like for your formal equipment versus your fighting equipment.
So you know how there's like those like vanities where you open or the vanity boxes that you open it up and it has like layer and then it folds into itself layer on both like the tops of it. It opens up like a weird mouth. That's how this trunk kind of has. The top layer of it is kind of is all clothing, and all that fun stuff. The very bottom has any armaments that I am not able to carry with me, like my shield. I think I have a secondary weapon in there, but I always keep my longsword on my back, which is probably also a backpack of just various supplies that I was told I would need. So I'm just wheeling this trunk that's the size of me around, just waddling up around, just with this big ol'. This trunk actually does look beat. It looks like an antique.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it brand new? But no, it's clearly like a clutch. I was doing like family heirloom, like a clutch heirloom.
Yeah, this is probably something that has been either in the room that I grew up in for more than just my generation, and they let me have it in coming here. Added the wheels look brand new. It's like a wagon wheels put onto the bottom of it on the side.
Okay.
So you're the kid with the rolly book bag, right?
Oh, it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna carry. Char, you cannot bring your chest to class, but it's my chair. I will sit on it. No.
There's like a booster seat every time. He has to go to the back of the class to grab it.
I'm not a baby. Your leg's kicking because he can't touch the ground.
So you're told that there's a dinner and a ceremony tonight, but you're free to go and choose a room on the second floor of this specific dormitory. Basically they just say, don't cause trouble. We'll see you there. Be on time. Look good. When Moss and Nori show up, they've also packed pretty light, right?
Oh yeah.
I
got munchies, a mason jar, some weed.
I feel like the mason jar was full earlier in the trip, and now it's empty. You're just like, oh, this.
No, because we packed the second one so that we'd have the other one.
We have mason jars of holding, like endless jam.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Every time you reach the jar, it's fresh. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys come in and you get pretty much the same message. You can go select a room up on the second floor of this dormitory, and we'll see you back for dinner and for the welcoming ceremony.
Moss looks miserable like the second she sets through the door. Like she just looks like she hates everything.
You said there was a bunch of people there, right?
Does she look like she hates everything? Because she does hate everything.
Yeah, she does hate everything.
Yeah,
so
people are rolling in. You guys are definitely like, this is sort of like the prime time for people to show up. Like people are arriving all day today, knowing that the ceremony is kind of at dinner time.
Ooh.
And you guys got the munchies, so it's a good time to be here.
Nori also has raging social anxiety in large groups. So.
Okay, yeah. So as people start coming in, for the most part, once you get past the gates, it's okay. It's a good sized campus, and they're only letting students into the actual campus. So once you guys get through the gates, it's not too bad.
Nori, I've decided, is chill. And worth actually me spending some time talking to him, unlike a lot of these losers. So I'm like, seeing his anxiety, he's like, do you want to just kind of sneak up to the rooms and just chill there till dinner time?
Yes, please.
Let's do that. Let's see if we can get a dope room. Come on, make the best out of this shit show.
So you guys find rooms. You end up picking ones kind of across the hall-ish from each other, mostly just because you each prefer a different kind of sunlight, morning sun, later day sun. But you're close enough by that you can get to the stairway and make a quick escape if you want to do so at any point. The last but not least to arrive is Lark. Lark, you arrive and dinner has already started. You have not eaten today because you've been in such a rush trying to get here. You've basically been like jog, walk until you can catch your breath, jog, walk until you get your breath, over and over and over. But yeah, you come in and they're just kind of finishing up the main course.
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab a seat wherever there is one.
Yeah. It seems like you're all sort of mixed up. It seems like this is like a communal dining hall for all the students who live in this dorm. And it seems like it's not only first years, there's also second and third years. So there's a few different people you see that, look interesting. Look, everyone here has like, you've never really thought about it before, but like heroes definitely have a look. They're just a little bit
better.
You draw the eye a little bit more.
Else.
And it's kind of intimidating being in a room full of them. Like, you guys have always been kind of like the big fish in little ponds. right? And now you're there and you see all the other people who were sharks. And as much as, you know, you want to be like confident about what's going on, it's weird.
I think out of everybody, like whoever looks like the most like excited, like I don't think that like if Lark is standing like scaling across the room, like she's gonna be looking for someone who's as excited as her. I think that's probably Char.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if Char's overdressed, because I think he has like his top presenting handmade like garb that he had when he was celebrating at home initially, and he was told to dress nice for this, and so I think he might be like way too like sparkly.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the general vibe and what everyone else is wearing. That's kind of the initial...
For the most part, people are wearing kind of like the nicest thing they own.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
You know, definitely the two people who are dressed nicest are there's like so you guys are all, it's almost like Hogwarts style where it's got like the long tables, and at the front, instead of a straight line, they kind of like curl around a little bit. Just like a half moon for the professors at the front. And it looks like today there are, if you do count, there are, hang on, let me make sure my number is correct of how many people are up here. There are exactly 15 people. 15 professors standing at the front of the room. Or not standing, sorry, they're eating, they're talking, they're doing their thing.
So I think
and then sorry, and the two in the middle are the fanciest. They're real fucking fancy.
Cool. I'm very intimidated by that. I don't think I'm gonna approach them directly. I think I'm gonna be going straight to the is it kind of like buffet style where you can serve yourself?
Yeah. We'll say there's like a central kind of like for the 6 people near you. There's like communal dishes.
I have maybe already grabbed a plate of if there's something that's like very high meat protein specifically. I think he's already grabbed one plate and has brought it back to get another plate. And he is just like, every time he takes a step towards something else, he looks over at something. I think he makes eye contact with a lot of people that he's like, I'm not like staring at you to stare at you, but I'm just like,
there is
different.
One person who you see who you're like, there is another kobold in this room. They are also dressed super fancy, like it's their first day.
I first want to just, do we make eye contact? Like, we both look at each other in the eye?
He has been like low-key staring at you for like 10 minutes.
So
like he is so excited. As soon as you look at him, he's like,
so there, it's the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where I think it's Charlie Day or Charlie and Mac in the restaurant. They're both. That's kind of the moment I think I have with him, and he waves. I just go, I kind of like a little salute, and I grab my food and just hustle over.
He's so happy. Like, you've made his day. He looks like he's gonna pee himself. He's so happy. This cute little fella, as you get close, you do kind of, how well do you remember the villages you visited as a emissary? Like, would you remember people's names?
Names probably not. I would probably, I've been to a ton, because I mean, kobolds generally are matured around 7 to 8 years old, 6 years old, or something like that. But I think they generally progress education wise up until the normal like 18, 19-ish for like late teens and all that type of thing. It kind of progresses the same way. He's done a lot of traveling across different villages. I'm not sure how many that there really are out there, but he would probably recognize the village he's from based off of his garb.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a check on that?
No, you know, this
Cool.
is you've spent your life
This is my
kind of
history.
doing this work.
Yeah.
You remember that this student is from a small village not too far from where you're from. And he sees you, he kind of does like a little like bow to you, and he says,
No.
"You're Char. I'm gonna go to school with Char. I can't wait to write home and tell everyone."
you?
I'm sorry. Soslan. Soslan Gatlin. It's so nice to meet you.
He takes out a notebook.
Again.
And I need to document that. He takes out a little notebook that he keeps on him. I spell that, please.
He spells it like S is for blank, O is for, but in your language.
Yes.
Like he gives it to you in his language.
Yeah, we're both speaking Draconic.
Exactly.
What is the actual
silent.
spelling?
For the rest of us, it's SOSLAN.
SOSLAN.
And he's cute. He's got like more of a like a muted, almost like a muted emerald green, if that makes sense. And he's cute. He's very small. Like where you are like, you know, the biggest of your brood, like he's definitely on this, he's more of like on the smaller side. Like definitely the kind of kid you'd assume was last born. And
I would not have thought another kobold would be here. He immediately like goes in and like hands on shoulders and says, it was expected that of anybody it would be me here, which I don't like that expectation, but for another to be here, that is remarkable. You are remarkable to be here.
I'm remarkable.
Tell me.
I didn't think I'd get in. I didn't think I'd get in, but I guess they said I tested really good. So I'm here. I'm here.
I am so unbelievably proud of you. I need you to tell me about yourself. What is it that you like to do? What is it that do you arm yourself with a bow, with a staff, with your fists?
Well, I just have so far it's just I don't even know what it's called. It's it curves. It's curvy.
Is it a sword or is it like a blade?
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's as tall as I am.
Ooh. I sit down, but on the chair, my long sword's hitting the bottom of the ground and over my head.
But I want to learn all about all the different weapons. I've been here almost a week, and the quartermasters, they have so many things to learn.
A week. I'm behind. Yeah. Nonetheless, I believe that sword that you are speaking of is a scimitar. I don't see them.
Scimitar.
Scimitar.
It does skim when I cut with it. Sometimes. We found it in there was an attack, and it was left behind by one of the people who fell, and then they gave it to me, and now I'm here.
You are well deserving of that blade, and I am proud to be here with you as well.
Where are you staying in the dorms upstairs?
Indeed, yes.
Which room is yours?
Oh, yep. Which room is yours?
You guys compare.
Yeah.
He is in the room next to you.
Oh,
by chance or by luck?
That is by both. By lucky chance.
We can hang out all the time.
Yes. So
cool.
I am going to be starting a club, I believe, if it's allowed. To.
I'll join your club.
I would hope you would. Not necessarily for me, but for our great dragonkin and dragonkind above and along the coasts and everywhere. So I am going to try to create the Dragon Club.
Dragon Club.
I
love that. That's so smart. So smart to be in a Dragon Club. I'll be in the Dragon Club. Can I sign up?
Yes. Let me figure out how clubs work, and I will send to thee a piece of parchment, or just tell you to your face exactly how it goes, because I have No idea how to start that.
So let's say you guys spend the rest of the dinner just chatting, super excited. He is like 100% behind every idea you have, like super super happy to be supportive of you. This is like a dream come true. For the other people, is there anybody anything you're looking for? Like if you wanted to meet a random person or talk to each other?
I think for Nori, it'd be finding the perfect smoke spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following Nori on this.
Yeah.
Like, even if it means I have to like wild shape to get through a hole or something, I'm gonna find that perfect.
Just imagine like a rat holding a joint. Like...
Is it gonna be like you
out.
turn into a rat, unlock the door for me?
No, like they're not keeping you in the hall. Like you can go out and get some air. So
Yeah.
you guys go outside and have a little smoke.
Is there a good tree, like a good nice sitting tree?
Yes, there is absolutely a good sitting tree. It's got lots of branches. They're just the right thickness to sit on if you want. It's got a big canopy with like lots of leaves.
Yeah.
And it's got really nice roots along the bottom, so you can kind of like nestle in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to climb the tree.
Do a check.
Yeah.
You have
will it be-
hooves. Climbing
be
trees is not
acrobatic? I have
easy.
the jumping thing.
You can jump up, but
I
unless
can
you want to
jump
be
up.
like a cat stuck there over a branch.
Hang in there.
Fine. That's fine. Acrobatics?
Mhm.
Can it?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Acrobatics lets you get up there and stay up there.
Okay, great. Oh, that's okay. I have a +6, so that's not bad. That will be I can do math. That'll be a 14. It could be better, but
Yeah, that's good enough. Like it's not the most graceful, but like the foliage is thick, no one sees.
yep.
So yeah, you guys can hang out here until it's time for the actual choosing ceremony. The choosing.
I think following Moss's lead, Nori's gonna wild shape into a raccoon for the opposable thumbs, and also climb up the tree. And then just roll up a little joint
You're
in
cool.
raccoon
I'm
form.
very happy you ran into me because this hell would have been so much shittier.
It's just gonna be a bunch of like shit up, yeah, whatever noise raccoons make. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it makes that noise. Rolling up a little joint as a raccoon.
I'm going to actually send out my familiar to do some laps and just kind of spy around. Maybe not the main hall, but if anything interesting is happening in adjacent.
Sure.
Halls.
Perception.
And I think my familiar gets advantage on that because owl. Yes, advantage. Hey. I can do wisdom +3, so that will be an 18.
Yeah. What do you see? So there is you guys are not the only ones who have snuck away. There are a couple other students who are also getting their bearings. And notably, there is a girl. She has hair that's so black and it's like blue in places, you know? Really, really shiny, kind of short, cropped. And she is a half elf and she is trying to pick a lock to a locked door. It doesn't look like necessarily there's anything in it. She's just trying to pick a lock. She doesn't seem bad at it either.
I'm gonna keep a note. I'm gonna clock her for next time for later on.
Okay.
I don't want to blow her cover by drawing a scene on it. I just know her.
You do see that there is another boy about the same age who's closing in on her.
Like
So,
searching?
Yeah. Like he's looking around the hallways and he's getting closer.
Not necessarily as an important distraction, but this little raccoon's gonna let out a and then fall out of the tree. And then wild shape back into Nori.
You good down there?
Oh!
That's pretty good.
Oh, I not that this helps much, but I'm gonna do spare the dying on him just in case.
Yeah, when you guys look up again, the girl is gone. She's just disappeared wherever she is. And the boy comes around the corner and he like looks and kind of shakes it,
Okay.
and turns back the way he came and goes back.
I'll dismiss my familiar completely. Like I'm letting them go to their pocket.
Into the pocket.
The pocket dimension. You know what I mean? Like the poof.
Yeah, for sure. Laura, is there anything that anyone that Lark is looking to meet or anything before? I mean, I guess you're at the very end, so you may just catch your breath.
Lark's a complete sad sack. She's literally just like wandering kind of like up the aisles, debating if it's inappropriate to ask somebody if she has to pay for the food. Just looking for someone that looks as happy to be there as she is. Like just walking, smiling.
Happy to be there as you are.
She probably just ends up sitting alone, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess everybody's probably anyone who looks nice to sit near is already sitting near other people, and so you'll meet people. Everyone's talking about the rooms, and you have not had a room yet, so you've got your little bag kind of tucked under the table.
Yep. She's just like, is this free? Is this free?
Everyone's like, yeah, everything here is free. That's why we're here.
And then she has food, and then it doesn't really matter.
Yep. All right, so you guys enjoy your meal. It's good. It's not like it's still cafeteria food. Like it's nice cafeteria food, but it's not, it's not like awe-inspiring.
This is the best meal that Lark has ever had.
Yeah, it's basic but well made.
It's gourmet to her.
And after dessert is served, which is just pie, just various pies that you can all cut slices out of as you like. The two very, very well dressed people at the front of the room stand, and you feel this pressure on you. It's like not. It feels kind of like the way it feels when you're underwater and you feel something is on you, but it's not a thing you can put words to. If anyone wants to find out what this is, feel free to try to roll something.
Yes, please. What should I roll? Would that be just Arcana or anything?
Arcana
like
would work.
Or Insight maybe, if I can see like something that's causing it.
Yeah, Insight would work.
I'll do Insight because I actually have something in that.
Yeah. 20.
It's opposite side, but very close to the opposite side. That is a 21 total, 19 on the die.
21. All right. Char, you and probably some of the other people in the room can tell. The woman has just cast a silent spell on all of you.
Can I test it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can test it. That's a really easy way to find out you're under a silent spell.
I nudge. I nudge.
Oslan does it too. He's like,
I'm like,
he doesn't know what you're doing, but. What do they look like? So, the woman who stands up first, she's an elven woman, and she's wearing this like gorgeous dress. It's form-fitting with like a red bodice, and it fades down into this like almost like purple night sky. And it's studded really heavily at the top with silver, and it kind of goes down as it turns into that kind of night sky color. It looks more like stars along the bottom of her dress. She's also wearing like lots of big fancy jewelry, and she's long hair, like Ian long hair.
wow.
She's an Ian. And she stands up and she says, "Welcome, students. I am Isolde Renfrew. I am one of the headmasters here at ISKAR Academy. Specifically, I lead those of you who will study the arcane. What you need to learn here at this school is what will keep you alive. Some of you may have mixed feelings about coming to our school, and I suggest that you leave those feelings at the door. This is not a place for half measures, for holding back. I am not being hyperbolous when I mention that people like you, like me, heroes, die more often than you would expect. The things you will be expected to do and the people you will save depend on you being your best. After my gracious co-headmaster, and she gestures at the man, has a chance to speak, we ask that you choose which discipline will be your major discipline. What class will you study to become? Will you be a master of the arcane like me? Spend your time in studies and learning to master even the future itself. Or perhaps you'll pick up weapons, whatever works for you. What's important is that you give your all today and every day that follows. Now, Cardamom, and she looks over at the man. He stands up. Like I said, he is equally fancily dressed, but he is wearing just really, really fine fabrics, and they look like they've been like hand painted. Like they're gorgeous. Like the intricacy of the designs is like where she has embroidery and beading, he has these paints. And he's got like one of those shoulder harnesses on, and it is big. Like he is wearing pauldrons. And they've even got one of those protected things up the side. So he stands up. He goes, first years, I suggest you take what Isolde has told you to heart. We do not go easy on you here, because the world will not go easy on you. The world is full of darkness and evil, and it is our role to vanquish it together. Choose what you will excel at, not what you love. The time for your own choices is gone. What you do here today decides the rest of your life, decides who will fight by your side, how you will fight. And if you choose wisely, how you will live and not how you will die. Around us are the 13 different instructors you may choose as your primary teachers. I'm sure some of you have thoughts of who you will pick. Others may be curious. Before you leave this room, before midnight tonight, you will choose one of these professors. In 2 days' time, classes will begin. We will send a schedule to your rooms. And until then, we expect you to become accustomed to the grounds, to learn your way around. You'll be expected to be on time to all of your classes.
I feel like Nori gives the Moss a look like, do we have to?
You guys just side-eye each other the whole time. Oh, well, I mean, Moss has been eye-rolling, like actually having a seizure.
So many eye rolls are happening right now. Like, even if she can't speak, like her body language says everything that needs to be said. Like the full, like the ears being extra emotive is really helping her right now. Like she's obviously like.
Yeah. So those are your two headmasters, Isolde Renfrew and Cardamom Bazelli. And they both sit down, and as she sits, you feel the silent spell lifted from you. And people just start moving. People get up and they start going to talk to different instructors.
Right as the silence was getting ended, I don't know if it was one of those things that anybody could really notice, but I got on my seat, stood up, fist over chest and my sword above my head, and then the silence lets go, and I go, ah! It sits back down.
I imagine like you're standing there with your sword raised, and it's still barely above the heads of everyone else.
I'm not gonna get on the table. I'll stay on the stairs, on the chair.
Yeah, you're char, not chair.
Well, Lark would notice that and be like,
Yay!
And he notices, he goes.
You see a lot of the upper years file out. They're just like, okay, whatever. You know, they know the deal. They're waiting for their schedules too, but they've already picked their disciplines. Who is first to go and talk to one of the professors?
I'll go first. I'll go talk to the druid professor.
The druid professor. All right. You make your way over. There's a nice sign set up that says, druid instructor. And there is an Eladrin sitting behind the table. They have long black hair that's been kind of braided back, like sort of like, like just along the sides and then down the back. And they have highlights of like a silver blue that's really pretty. It looks for a second like maybe it's just age, like it's silver hair from age, but that blue is just so dramatic.
Hi. I wanted to join this class. I think, is this how this works? I'm sorry, I'm really bad in social. Oh, excuse me.
They look at you for a long moment, and you get the feeling that they know you're high. Like they're looking at the pupils and the like, but I think there's also actually, you know what? Do insight. You can definitely tell they're eyeing you, but
with my +6, let's go. It's
go.
It's critical fail.
Oh boy.
Silent.
He doesn't like you, or they don't like you.
That's fine.
They're judging you. And whether or not you're right for this class, let alone this school.
I'm gonna skitter away.
If you're skittering away, I think you bump into Char, who's in line at the paladin table or about to go there, and he says, "I think I saw you in the bushes the other. Go back there. Don't give up. Go back there. You're here for a reason."
Okay. Nori goes back.
Oh, Char. When you go back to the table, the professor says, "I am Luciano. To bind yourself to this class, state your name and your intent to become a druid." And then they gesture at a sheet of paper, and for you to like put your touch it.
Okay. And Nori just reaches out and puts the hand on there, like looking around and looking at the small kobold now, just really confused and anxious.
Fist up.
Nori Birch, and I want to learn more about druidcraft.
And as you say your name and your intention, your name is beautifully written across the parchment.
Wow, that's real nice. Oh.
They look at you and give like a solemn nod. Say, I'll see you in a few days.
Okay, thanks.
You can go to your room now.
Okay. And then
and then off.
Skitter off, and then do a quick fist bump to this small little kobold, and then skittering up to the room.
Small little kobold friend. Should we go to Char then next?
Sure.
Char, you are waiting in line, and it seems pretty busy. Like, honestly, paladins, I mean, unsurprisingly, some of the other disciplines, people are being a little more slow to jump into. You know, like the rogues aren't racing up there to be first. They're like eyeing each other to see who's going first. But the paladins are all like, hell yeah, we're here. We're going to be paladins. Like, they're 100% into it. And when they start clearing away, you can see, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. Give me a nature check.
Ooh, nature. Yeah. I don't believe that's one that I have. That's great. That's pretty average. That's a solid 12.
Oh, 12's okay. You aren't sure exactly, but this person is probably 7 foot tall, covered in fur. Has like very long facial hair that like almost goes down into the chest fur, and like a much smaller head than you would expect, like a normal sized head on an enormous body. This is you're pretty sure based on your readings, this is a bugbear.
I look at his very large, long arms and like, those are some powerful arms on a large being. Wow.
Power comes from the heart, not only the arms. Do you have heart, little kobold?
Oh, do not call me little. You will come to learn that this heart is much bigger than the rest.
Big in spirit. I like this.
Sword back up.
It's like not even
It's-
to his
So
chest.
I think like at the table, like it's like up to here at me. Like I think if he gets up to it, he's like resting his head at the top there.
Yeah, it's not designed
Oh,
for
yeah.
equality.
No.
Yeah.
He has Char's been clutching his sword at his hip, like it's not been like attached, he's just been holding it at his side since he was on the chair at the table. He just says, "My name is Char Scree, and I'm looking to bridge the gap between my people and show the world exactly who we are. And there's nothing more suited than being a paladin for my being."
Yes! Yes, this is what we need. Yes, this is who to look up to. And he looks to the others around the table. You do not hesitate.
My instinct is to stand on the table and to reach out my hand to give him a handshake.
Absolutely.
Back on table, standing full 3'3" on this probably 3-foot table, still like looking up at him, hand out.
This is
Standing on a table.
beautiful. I love this so much.
I am Melker.
I'm writing that
It
down.
will be an honor to show you the ways of the gods and of defense and of love.
I am in home.
He gives you the same instruction to state your intent and touch the page. And beautifully written. There's your name, Charskree, right on that list. A paladin.
My blood is boiling, and I love it. It's a good thing. So you said his name was Melkor?
Melker.
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 Okay, so Professor Melkor.
And
Beautiful.
he says, classes in 2 days. Do not go light in that time. Every
Notebook.
day, leg day.
I'm looking at my legs, and they're kind of stick-like. I'm like, yes. Yes, indeed it is.
Everyone focus. Upper body. Need strong form to hold the line.
He's like clutching his clothing, and he's like, I want to take this off right now in his head. I want to just be flexing. Restraint. I've never. He's like having like a good like. High. He's having this like strange adrenaline high from like the minute he stepped foot in here, and he is gonna immediately like pass the fuck out the minute he gets into his room.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, I mean, Melker has to talk to other people as
Yeah.
well, of course. But I imagine you kind of stand there, like, taking in all of them, like, whoa.
I
look
think
at
I'm
these
gonna
guys.
like the first person that comes up, I'm going to stand on the table and greet them as well, and be like, I shouldn't be here. I am going to go after this. Nice to meet you. And just bounce.
Aw, buddies.
I also want to really quickly try to find Soslan and see if they're still in the room or if they've had back up at this point. But
Yeah, he is actually the table next to you, and you notice him as he pledges to fighter.
beautiful.
They've kind of arranged them from like most
Combat to magic.
weapony to most
Yeah.
magic-y.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I'm gonna.
you guys are in the strong boy category.
So I'm just gonna wait before I leave the hall. I'm gonna wait at the door for him and actually, where is Lark at this moment too?
Lark, where's Lark?
I'm just sitting at a table, still eating, just watching people go up and just enjoying everyone being excited about meeting people and just, but still eating.
I think instead of waiting at the door, I go over to the table, and Char stands at the side of the table where, like, not sitting at all, doesn't take a seat. He says, "Hello, are you not picking a class yet?"
I feel like she has like a chunk of like potato or something on her fork. Like she was yeah, no, I'm going to pick a class. I remember when you stood up after the and then I clapped too because you were sitting up and you were so enthusiastic. I'm just watching people pick their classes, and did you know this is free?
This potato.
And she looks like shit. Like she looks
She clearly
like
hasn't showered in like a week.
like she's just walked here. Like
Yeah.
she looks like trash. Yeah, I thought that maybe if I get a room and maybe because you look so nice, and I kind of got here a little bit late, and I think maybe I should start myself up before I go up there. So I'm just taking my time. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick. But Paladin, right?
Yes, Paladin, yes. I not to change topic back away, but we're all here in the same guise, so I hope that you truly feel as if you are an equal to everyone here, whether or not it seems otherwise. But yes, I am a paladin. Take your time and pick what you got to do. I'm gonna go grab another plate myself, actually. And he goes and grabs another plate of
The
food.
potatoes are.
I think
Having that much excitement builds up an appetite.
It
I
never
think you
ends.
would see Nori just in the background, just like shoving food in his pockets as much as he can before he heads
You're
upstairs.
coming home with me.
As you're
I
stuffing
agree.
stuff in your bag, like somebody who works in the cafeteria comes over and like just like gives you like a Tupperware, like a box. They're like, here.
They make
Well,
those.
So much.
So in general, they don't like they'll always have food provided here, but some of the kids who come here aren't used to having food available to them, so they sort of anticipate that to some degree, especially when they first arrive.
I'm
A giant grin on Nori's face, taking this.
We're the like
Get them
You know,
potatoes.
like the food aggressive dogs that sometimes you get. I am a food aggressive dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a thing of Tupperware if I see this myself. If the person
Yeah.
has extras, and I'm gonna get extra potatoes for Lark.
Aww, buddies! We have 2 buddy bears. I'm gonna put you guys against each other.
Yes, fighting. The violence can
We're winning.
commence.
Okay, so Lark's still eating and having some food with Char, and Nori's getting some more food. Moss, are you gonna go do your jam now? Or are you gonna wait till like
Moss is fully
11:59?
rejecting going up to any of the professors. She is going to, just to pass the time, pull out a lyre and just kind of chill, play some music in here, just chill.
Mhm.
It's just like outward refusal to like to engage with like any of this bullshit in her mind.
Yeah, I'll say some time passes. Like you guys are definitely like, it's, you know, you're playing music and people are starting to clear out, and it's starting to be, 20 people left. Like it's much more doable. And as you're playing, a human man comes and sits a respectful distance from you and listens to you play.
Okay. Do I need to roll a performance check, or are you just gonna say that I do decently?
Up to you. Do you want to impress him? Like if you want to impress him, roll.
I would
but
like to be
you-
impressive.
Yeah, so if you don't roll,
Show
then
you,
fine.
human, I can do better.
Filth.
The racism in this game.
Hey, when are
Only
humans
against
oppressed?
humans. It's like being racist
Only
against white
against
people.
humans.
It's the thing you have to do. We're
I'm
garbage.
trying to figure out which dice I feel like rolling today.
All of them.
Laura, your dice love me. Like every time. Okay.
I bet I know why they love you.
What's up
Why?
with that?
He listens to the song. He's very respectful, and when it's done, he's like, That was beautiful. I haven't heard that one before. Where did you learn it?
Where I grew up. It is a quite common, just campfire song.
In Quickmore?
Yes.
Oh. It doesn't seem like you're too eager to be here.
Wasn't trying to necessarily hide it.
No, I suppose you weren't. Well, have you decided what you'll pick? You have to pick something.
She rolls her eyes literally at that, like that you have to pick something. Like that's what she rolls her eyes at.
I don't make the rules, unfortunately. If I did, they'd be a lot more lenient. They wouldn't be something that's mandatory.
Yes, that would be great. Although can I do an insight check on this guy?
Sure.
Moss is like, is she just trying to butter me upside to do the damn thing? Like trying to make that connection. Like Moss is like fully does not trust any of these people.
Yep.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Fucking
nat
kidding me.
20.
I'm telling
What do
you,
you know about
Laura's
him?
dice love me.
What random thing do you want to know about him?
I guess his intentions, I guess, is where I'm kind of at. Like, what are his intentions with like
He
Like-
sees someone who is an outsider amongst this little community,
Mhm.
and he legitimately thinks that what he has to offer is better than what everyone else has to offer. For you.
Okay.
Something you want to know?
Yeah, I guess I find it fun. I'm curious now that you're the only person who's approached me. Obviously, you're a professor.
I am. He extends a hand. Says, "My name is Ryland. Ryland Delara. And I teach the birds here."
Yes! My baby! That's my sweet boy! That's my sweet boy! Sweet boy!
I love how we all know the reference.
That's my sweet boy.
For those of you who don't know, check out Laura's Kickstarter where this is a character that she named a set of dice after.
He's my sweet boy.
Moss. She does do the handshake. Like she's like, she doesn't like humans because they've always been shitty to her, but this guy still hasn't technically done anything. And with that insight text, like she won't shake his hand. Like she's not gonna be a total asshole.
I appreciate that you're willing to talk to me. I know that the amount of people like me here must make it all the worse.
Very
But-
much so.
I think you could find your people amongst the bards here. It's one of the few disciplines that allows you to really explore the esoteric nature of the world. It really lets you learn a little bit of everything. Doesn't force you into a box.
That does sound nice, but that's still a box.
It is. You aren't wrong. And I'm aware that I'm offering the fanciest box, but if you have to sit in one, this one at least has an opening.
Do we have to only choose one box? It just says we had to choose.
Interesting.
Now she's like thinking like she's gonna find a way to fucking rebel, even if it's like within the allowance. She's just gonna find a way to
Technically,
anything.
you can choose two. It's very rare. Usually only done by those with a strong heritage and a legacy, let's say. People who have their parents train them or have professional tutors and come with some expertise themselves. That said, there's no rule. And he gives you like a playful smirk, like, yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your music. And he nods and heads back.
Sweet
Okay.
boy! I'm gonna pee myself.
So happy.
I love how Laura and I had the same reaction. We're like, yes! And I haven't even met this
damn.
character. I just know this character like through passing.
He's a good boy.
Good
He's
boy.
the sweetest of the sweet boys, the sweetest of the cinnamoniest of the cinnamon rolls.
Good. Moss will play one more song, and then she is going to. Has anyone gone up to the rogue table yet?
Yeah, they've started to. Like, it's getting late enough in the night that they're all kind
I
of
would
each
like
other. A
to
lot of the people left their rogues, though. Like, more of them than anything else.
Wait, repeat that. Sorry, my.
There's just more rogues here than any other class now.
Turns out they're pretty obvious when they're untrained.
Yeah, they all think they're stealthy, and they're all
Wait,
like,
can I actually stealth do this?
I mean, you can try, but like
I'm
it's an
gonna
open
fucking
table
try.
in a cafeteria. I will note one of the people is that girl you saw who was trying to pick that lock earlier. She hasn't decided yet, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Okay. I actually kind of want to make a ballsy move and actually sign up for Bard and then go to the rogue table.
Do it.
So,
Nice.
Moss is here to be dramatic and cause chaos. So she'll look at the rogue table, but then like go circle back to the Bard table. And I'll be like, well, this seems to be the most open box. Open lid.
He looks at you and he says, certainly is. Of course, it's handy to be able to open any box you might see, too.
Very much so.
State your name and touch the paper as you state your intent.
She is going to Moss, and her intent is to provide inspiration for those who think their goals are not lofty.
Interesting. He kind of gives you like a nod. Like, most people don't give their own take on it, and he's like, all right, interesting. And he says, I am very much looking forward to seeing you in class, Moss.
Thank you.
Enjoy
then
your
I think-
class.
And then she's gonna go attempt to sneak over to the rogue.
The rogue table's actually like right next to the druid or right next to the
Fuck.
bard table.
Well, really?
You can just like lean over and just touch it. Like, be talking to him and then like lean over and be like
Wait, can I actually do
Two
that? Can
hands
I
at
like
once.
sign in my intent of the book without them
Oh,
noticing?
100%. Oh, can we do that? Can you say that like you like your
Please?
is and you say your intent and you're like you start it and then you say and to rogue or whatever and then your name just appears on both simultaneously.
Wait, could I try that? Wait.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yes! What do you
Let's
need me to roll?
do sleight of hand.
Oh, perfect. It's almost as if I'm built to do this.
And I will give you you can add 5 to whatever you roll because Rylands is inspiring you.
Yes!
Excellent.
Yes. Okay. So I rolled a natural 14.
Okay.
So that's going to be plus 6 and plus 5.
25.
Nice. This is great.
Oh goodness. The instructor, the rogue instructor sees you do it, but none of the other students see you do it. So all the other students are just kind of like, oh, interesting. Oh, okay, bard, whatever. And they sort of write you off. But as you touch your finger to the other and say that you wish to be a rogue as well, the rogue instructor looks at you and she smirks as well. And she looks over at Ryland and she rolls her eyes like, come on, man, really? And when she looks back at you, give me a perception roll.
Perception?
Sean.
To notice the gun at the back of your
Oh,
head.
that's not great. This character is not perceptive. That's a 5.
Ooh. Something about her face makes you confused. Like, it's hard to look at her. she's not unattractive. She's like she's a blonde woman. She's wearing like a hood,
Mel. Okay.
and she's got bright blue eyes. She's pretty. You know, and she's got very slight features, like a little button nose. But something about it, you're just like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Moss regrets all of her actions. She should have just stayed.
Oh no, what did I do?
Yeah. Oh no, what did I do?
All right, you did it. You
Yeah.
snuck into rogue class.
Which is the
Nice.
only
Wait.
way to truly do it.
Wait, you're talking about skipping class and you're gonna sneak into one?
Exactly. All right.
You have to do it the correctly the first way
That's
around so
true,
that they
that's
don't
true.
anticipate you later.
I did also sneak into some other classes when I was in high school myself, so that makes sense.
And last but not least, 5 minutes left to go. Someone gives a warning. Someone says 5 more minutes.
Shit.
Lark, yeah, you should go up. You should go up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna eat one more potato, and then I'm gonna
What do you mean? That's why you potato. Okay, I got the end. I can do it.
drink, and then I'm going up to the cleric table.
There is a woman standing there. She has white hair and kind of mid-tone skin, and she is a tiefling with gorgeous black horns that go back along the side of her head and curl up a little bit at the back. And she's a couple really beautiful gold bands that have clearly been like clasped onto her horns. Yeah. Hello, dear.
I would like to be a cleric, please.
Did you have a rough time getting here? She slides the paper to you. She's not like turning you down. She's just trying to be nice.
Yeah, sorry. I just had to walk a lot, and I didn't get here in time to eat plus shower, and I ate instead of showering. So
Don't be sorry. Being a cleric is about learning how to make the tough calls and how to do what needs to be done. And sometimes our choices aren't what we want them to be.
I'm really excited to be here.
And I'm very excited to have you.
Perfect. I'm ready to I'll do whatever. I'll put my name on anything.
I am Lewa Narad. And if you would like to put yourself into my class, state your name and your intent, and I will be pleased to teach you.
I'd like to just say, my name is Lark, Reeve, and I'd like to be a mind healer. I don't know if that's a thing.
A noble goal. Many among us have suffered great pains in the world. And it's touching to know someone with which to heal minds as well as bodies. Take the next 2 days to heal your own. Fill your cup. And I will see you on Monday.
Thank you, Professor. I will see you on Monday.
Char walks over with the Tupperware and hands it over to you.
It's potatoes, isn't it?
It's potatoes!
I decided to eat all of the steak that was given. Well, it's not steak; it doesn't taste like real steak, but I decided to eat it all anyways. Potatoes were.
No,
all right.
I love potatoes.
She said something about filling your cup, and I don't know if it's easiest to eat potatoes from a cup, but that's probably a good way to eat it instead with the Tupperware instead.
Yeah. Well, I think it's mostly like a metaphor, right? So like if your cup is empty, you can't like pour into other people's cups, and you have to fill yourself before you can fill other people. I think it's like a
I've never heard of that saying before, but I do appreciate its sentiment. All right.
Yeah,
He takes out a
yeah,
notebook, writes it down.
yeah, exactly. Yes, like a metaphor. It's like if your cup is empty, then you have nothing to give to other people. But like if you have a full cup, then you can pour into other people's cups. And so you need to have a full cup, which means that, right? That makes, yeah.
I think that makes more sense than
I mean,
a
it's
lot of
not an
things going on.
actual cup. The cup is like
I mean,
a.
it could be. It could be
I feel like
No.
this is the conversation as you guys leave is discussing
Yes.
metaphorical cups and like the
It's-
glassware versus like barware versus mugs.
I mean, it could be any sort of
Versus buckets.
liquid containing vessel. I mean,
What about a bathtub? Can you fill up your bathtub?
But yes, I suppose so. I mean, in this instance, I just. And then that continues.
All right.
Find your
Yeah,
way.
so you all head back to your dorms. You're all in the same dormitory on the second floor, and Lark, you take the last room that has not been assigned, which is at the far corner, tucked away. And yeah, that's the end of your first day at ISKAR Academy. When we open our next game, we'll see what you guys have done with your rooms in the last 2 days.
Is there a
Crying.
moment? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Drew.
Oh no, I was just gonna say crying and stuffing my face full of like buns and bread.
They're like Texas Roadhouse. Is there a moment where like we all are just opening the door or leaving our room and we all just see each other and it's like I see Moss, I'm like, you.
I feel like there's like you're all go to leave this room. And you all like almost bump into each other like and then you that Spider-Man meme, you're like,
Oh, Moss is just like,
eh,
surprise.
it's me, I pranked you. I'm the master prankster.
My eyes squint and I just nod. That makes sense. Okay.
It does.
And I just waddle up to my room. I don't even like make conversation. I just, all right.
Oh, I'm actually more offended that it made sense.
And is that where we close it off?
Oh yeah. Can you guys tell? Not only did we start half an hour late, I'm clearly not used to having one more player, so we'll get the times worked out. I'll figure it out. But that's it for today's adventure. Great job, guys. There was some crying, there was some sex, there was some heartbreak, there was some laughter. We get to meet some new friends and some old friends.
I would say almost sex.
I did it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
By some definitions, it still counts as sex. Just
Yes.
saying. But anyways, thank you again, everyone, for joining us on this week's adventure. If you missed part of the episode, or maybe you want to share it with your friends or whatever, you can find us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also starting or have started a Discord roleplay server. So if you are interested in playing in the setting with us, you can actually be at the school and you can hang out with your new buddies, Lark, Moss, Char, and Nori. And, we'll all be playing there. So who knows, it might make it into a future game as well. So we love to chat with you. Check it out. Everything's in our link tree. So if you want to find it, you're also on all of our social medias as well. So as always, thank you guys so much. It's been a lot of fun. We'll be back here next week at 6:30 EST, and have a great night.
Before we cut away, actually, I'm not sure if
Midian.
I'm not sure if you got to see in the Discord, Mel, but there was discussion.
Wait.
There was some discussion. I don't know if Laura, if you want to.
Discussion?
We can do it. It doesn't matter. But if you're here, please make sure you're following our socials. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for Blood Flash sets and Ryland sets. Throughout the week.
Card boys.
So if you're not following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, please make sure that you are. All the details on how to win a Blood Flash or a Ryland set will be on there in the upcoming week. That's it. That was it. Just go follow the socials.
Okay, yeah, please follow all the
That was it.
socials. Just it's
Yeah.
the easiest way to keep in touch, and we'll be posting some updates as we go, of course.
You can see some of my really sometimes genius, sometimes really bad memes.
Fair.
Usually they're at Laura.
Yeah.
Usually it's right for the throat.
Yep. Yeah.
Easy pickings.
Come enjoy. Come enjoy.
All right. I don't want to detract from the send off again. So I'll feel free. The janitor's coming through. We should be in our dorms by now.
Get out of here! It's past midnight.
Exactly. Thank you everybody for joining us. Good night.
Bye everyone.